This is from Biafra's Got Talent. We are letting Biafrans know the reason why we should remember those who gave their lives for us, those who died that we may live.
You died to end my suffering. You died fighting for my freedom. Your blood is the seed of redemption. You are my inspiration.
The deed no wrong for them, military shots at them. 67 to 70, we remember them. 2016, 38 May, memory still lives in our mind till today. Wonder why they refuse to publicize the genocide. The world media turn blind eyes to our plight. It's time to arise, land of the rising sun. Let's rise one more time, let's rise.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes, those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Ipocha massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Tell them I got that day. Remember when me tell you say I got that day. Yeah, I remember that one that called us a prospero. But the way you put like a papa nuku. But then when we go, me tell you what I look and the what on this amiro. Me tell you what I day. From the front and the rest of man, I tell you what I do. Me know that you come to tell them
I want to promise you something today. We must fight together, no retreat and no surrender. We must hold them down till the end of time. The most important thing is that we will restore Biafra. May your soul rest in peace.
I look up to the sky with tears in my eye. For other Biafrans and for freedom had to die. We will never forget you as the days go by. You are always in my heart, you'll never be apart. They fought for our freedom, they died for our freedom. They fought the Nigerian soldiers in the war front, without food, without guns, for our freedom, for our life, for our own good, for our children. We love them, our heroes, we want them.
My heart bleeds when I saw them slain. Where will I be now if not then? They will remain indelible in my heart forever, 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 and never, and never, and never.
We serve in your plantation, and the way you paid us back with your bloody starvation. We bled in our history that the death of our people is a mystery. No going back to get to a victory. I had a voice now call for vengeance. I never get bombed, I'ma blow like a vengeance.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes, those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Ipocha massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Where will I be now if not you? You died at Mali, 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 Mali.
They were starved to death because of our freedom, and they paid the debt for our freedom. Flag high for those that died in the genocide, fighting for you and I. There is pain in our heart, we bleeding inside, tears in the eyes of our fallen heroes.
This is for my fallen heroes. Give them a motivation, people. It's like I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Cause to be a gas, I need to be a nurse. If we did not retire, yeah.
They paid the ultimate price. They died for the freedom of unborn child.
free. March on, cause we are more than conquerors. Yeah, you know what it is. We must revenge, and we must stand to represent who we are.
Fight on, brave boys, fight on, heroes of our fatherland. Pursue the enemy, harass him, destroy the invader. March on, brave boys, now that victory is in sight. March on and hasten the disintegration of the enemy already set in motion.
Fighting a war, knowing the difficulties, the odds against us, there is an element of fatalism. People feeling, well, if the world chooses to abandon us, then perhaps it is better we are perished. They don't ever consider a Biafra not free. They believe in either Biafra free or no Biafra at all. That means none of us living to see it.
I need Biafra freedom. We Biafrans, we need Biafra freedom. For this, I decided, even to die, that Biafra must have its own freedom.
I want us to work systematically towards the establishment of a good, progressive and democratic society where all vestiges of privilege and social injustice will be abolished and the rich contribute more for the welfare of the poor. If civil war comes, and I do think it is imminent, because right, it will for us be the price of freedom. Our people here have for a long time been prepared for this eventuality, and I am confident of their readiness. I think that when it does come, that the people on the other side would be surprised as to what they're going to get. And I'm confident that it will not last long.
We'll surely come out as a nation because we're fighting a just cause. Even a little child on the street will tell you this. We shall never go back to Nigeria again. God's grace will surely emerge as a nation. And so, as far as this war continues, we'll fight to the last man.
This is what Biafra is, the end of the journey for a persecuted, massacred, pursued people. We have made all attempts at a democratic resolution of this crisis. I have offered open elections, plebiscite. I have offered just an open carte blanche suggestion. Anybody who can find a democratic way of finding out the wishes of the people, let him suggest it and we will go for it.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Holy, holy.
If you do not believe in what we are doing, then you better get out. We're not going to stop. God knows we can never stop until Biafra is restored. We are peace-loving people. We abhor death and killing of another soul. It's in our nature, that's how we are. But because of that, they have been coming and killing us all these years. We've kept quiet. They've been killing and killing and killing quiet. We have a case at the ICC. We have a case at Africa Union. We have a case of, what else again? pending before the UN in New York. We've been to Geneva to tender our case. Before UN, till today, nothing. In fact, the more we complain to them, the more they come to abduct and rape our children, the more they come to kill us, the more they want to take over our land and our forests. And who told them that's going to be possible in our time? In a time, in a movement that I lead, you think you can come into our land and take it over? Oh dear. That means you don't know who we are.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Like and share the program. As you connect to the program, like and share, invite other people to join us. Like, share to other platforms, share to family and friends, share to your neighbors. Let's spread this gospel this evening.
I malitere njem a n'ime afọ 1996. Mama m hapụrụ ụlọ mahadum akwụkwọ ka anyị malitere ịgbasa oziọma ji. O nwete hiwere mgbe ha na-akpọ Igbo National Movement. Enye m ozi ndị ụlọ n'afọ 1999. Erite n'ime 2000 ka m nọzi na Lagos na ebe a na-akpọ Irakari Estate ka m na-anọ akwụkwọ na-agbasa ozi Nsụka na nwanne anyị nwoke n'ikwu ihe gbasara nwere ọnwụ Biafra. Ụbọchị ahụ ka m nọ na Amazon nke izizi. Mgbe esi ebe o si ntụgharị na m ga-ahapụ ihe niile bụ ozi nke etinyere m ka anyị nwee ike chịkọta aka ọnụ ọ na Biafra dị ọsịsọ n'ihi na o tegokwa mmalitere ije nwụta ọ ka mgbe 1996 na na-alụọ n'oge anyị nwere redio Biafra 2009 site na enyemaka ụfọdụ n'ime ndị masọbụ nyere anyị ọnwa atọ sọsọ kama na anyị butere ibu ahụ wee ruo ọnwa nke 7 were bunye ile m nwere oge ahụ etinye ihe emegide ya ego adịzighị rụọ ọrụ kpatakwa ego wee malitere redio Biafra nke bidoro ọzọ 2012. N'ihi nke a na ka anyị mepere 2009 ọnwa 7 awụghị nke ọzọ nke anyị mere 2012. Nkụtụrụ anyị bụ ihe ọgwụ mụgasịrị ebe ha malitere anyị ahụ n'ime mana nkụtụrụ anyị gbasara ọgwụ ebe a. Anyị gbasa oziọma Chineke ịkọwara ndị be anyị ebe anyị si pụta, ịgwa ha gbasara omenala na ọdịnala anyị na ọkwa site n'ịhụnanya Chineke ka Biafra esi wee nwere onwe ka ọ wụ site n'ike mmadụ dị ndụ. Anyị bụzi nke anyị na-agbasa ndị be anyị enwekwu n'ike ghọta ya n'ụzọ ahụ anyị si mee n'ezie bụ na anyị hapụ Chineke nna gara eluigwe n'ụbọchị Chukwu ka abịa onwe ebe anyị ji azụ aka ọ ozi a ka anyị gbasa ndị be anyị wee ghọta okwenye ihe gbasara Biafra dị n'ala ọgbụgbọ niile n'ụbọchị nketa. N'ihi ya mgbe ụfọdụ ndị mmadụ na-asị na ọ bụ redio Biafra nke e hiwere n'isi 2005 na ike anyasị ha mba na mgbe ahụ anyị etizighị ego sọsọ ọnwa atọ ka anyị nwetara enyemaka n'aka ndị masọbụ ha akwụsị site agaghị enweta ego ọzọ n'ihi na ndị na-achị achị oge ahụ ga-anaghị enye ụbọchị ike nsogbu si ya kee ihe otu na-enyere redio Biafra nkwado ebe ha nwa na-enye ya ego ọsịzie na a ga-enweta enyemaka ọzọ. Anyị gaghị gbasa ozi si ụwa niile biko ndị nyere anyị aka unu ga-achọrọ anyị ego ka anyị wee na-aga n'ihu. Ha si na onwe ego ha ji redio Biafra daa na Ọktoba 2009 mbanye ụgbọelu nata ụlọ ka anyị bịa gwa ndị be anyị ka ha nyere anyị aka. Agaghị m akpa aha ndị ahụ, nke ụfọdụ ime nọ na Lagos, ụfọdụ ime nọ na Enugu, ụfọdụ nọ na Nnewi, na-arịọ ha ụtụtụ ihe abalị biko unu bịa nyere anyị aka ka anyị bidoro redio Biafra ọzọ. Ha sị na onwe ego ha ji na ndị na-achị achị bịakwa ka ha nyere anyị aka. Redio Biafra aka anyị anọgide. Osote mbụ Uche Mefọ na-enye m nsogbu ụbọchị niile, na-asị m biko mụ yi redio Biafra ọzọ. Nsị ya ga-enu kebere ebe anyị ga-enweta ego, ọsọ nwere ego m were mee ya. Ewere 2012 mgbere ego m were tinye na redio Biafra na shortwave. Onweghị onye ọbụla gụziri sọsọ ya bụrụ iweta ego shortwave. Ọmụ a wetara ya. Uche Mefọ nyere m aka, anyị wee na-eme ya n'ụbọchị nkịta. Ọ ga-esi wee dị. Ihe mere redio Biafra ji wee na-eji ndụndụ na-atụ ụwa na-atụ ebe dị n'ụwa sọtụrụ bụ nke a. Anyị na-ekwu nke bụ eziokwu. Anaghị m atụ egwu mmadụ, anaghị m asa anya kama ana m erubere mmadụ ibe m ugwu, ana m erube isi, ana m akpanye ndị okenye kama anaghị m atụ ha egwu.
Welcome on this evening section. I appreciate everyone that has connected. Like and share the program to your platform. Share to family and friends. Share to those that are close to you so that they can join us on this very evening section of our program. We are going to go straight to the point. When you look at our program today, we are talking about the insecurity in Nigeria, insecurity in Biafra land. Who is benefiting from Nigeria insecurity? Definitely you know what the answer is, but we ask it as a question this evening. Who is benefiting from the way things are happening? The whole insecurity in the contraction called Nigeria, who is benefiting? We are going to answer this question this evening, and we will answer it with a video so that people will understand. When we talk about the zoological republic and the insecurity, you think you can stop it. You think Tinubu will stop it. The people that are fueling the insecurity is the government officials. The government itself, they sponsor it direct and indirectly by their actions and inactions. Why the government is promoting terrorism by recruiting known terrorists, putting them in Saudi, sending them to Saudi Arabia for Hajj. It is becoming more clear. That is why insecurity cannot stop. And they decided to transport the same insecurity and brought it to Biafra land. The politicians in Biafra land are now milking their own money through the insecurity. That is why they are creating different kinds of security outfits, everywhere, giving them arms. Innocent people are dying every day without any security. And the same people will come and tell you that they care about you. Who is benefiting from the insecurity? Now, that is the topic this evening. The Biafran question, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the road to peace. The Biafran question, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the road to peace. These are what we are talking about this evening. The insecurity has everything to do with what we are speaking, has everything to do with Biafra. They militarized Biafra land, created insecurity by themselves. The most peaceful place in that zoological republic, they made it insecure. Who is benefiting from the insecurity in the contraction called Nigeria? Who? Who is benefiting? They blame Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They kidnapped him. They blame Mazi Ekpa. They arrested him. Has insecurity stopped? Insecurity have increased more than ever. More people have died. Since the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, more people have died than ever. And yet, they will always come and claim what they are not. They will always come and put forward their claims. We will never pay attention to their propagandas and blackmail. No matter how they try, we will never pay attention to them. So wherever you are watching this program from today, I urge you to like and share the program to all platforms, share to family and friends, share to those that are close to you so that they can join us this evening on this program. We will continue to say it the way it is. We will continue to say it the way it is. No matter what they think, no matter what they do, we will never relent. We will continue to speak. We will continue to talk. We will continue to expose the evil agenda. That is our duty. And we will continue. Who is benefiting from the insecurity in the Democratic Republic? Sometimes they pretend they don't know who is doing it. The federal government of Nigeria and their politicians, the governors, with the president himself, they are all benefiting from the insecurity. The only people that are suffering is the poor masses. The poor masses are the ones suffering. Many of you have seen so many videos of confession of how they collect money from bandits. They collect money, ransom. They collect ransom for kidnap and they share. Government officials. They help the criminals to collect ransom and they share the money. They take their own share after sharing. I want you to pay attention to this video I'm about to play. Listen carefully. Names we are even mentioned. This is the country they want you to be part of. If you don't save yourself, whatever happened to you, be responsible for it.
For elections and all that. Now, the women of the ocean, that's the 460 women and children. They were what? They were, at a specific point, you see the media talking about they were rescued, they were this, they were that. We did the mediations. I spoke to those people. I put those people into a position whereby they have to make a demand. Because initially they had no plans of releasing those people. It's not in terrorists. Of course, I was the one who made all the process. The video you saw online, I was the one who directed them to get them to do for us. You know, it took me around 2 to 3 weeks communicating with them until I got to the top, end of wherever I was supposed to reach. We had these discussions. They agreed to make the video top of line. One thing Nigerians don't know, they made a first video. The first video was not good enough. I have to still tell them to make another, which kind of brought some, and all that what was settled. At the end of the day, they made a second video and the world got to see. So now, when the whole process came to a specific point, when the mediations came to a point whereby monies were to be paid, let me quote and make it clear, ransoms was paid. If it aside from Ochi, yes, of course. Ransoms was paid. How much? Around 5 billion was released.
You can imagine, 5 billion.
You want to call it the federal or state government for ransom?
They paid ransom of 5 billion to terrorists.
State government, federal government collaboration, because if there is a lot of outcry from the people, bring our people. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, sorry to say, I'm not a political supporter or anything of anybody. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is innocent. In anything you see in security, state government are the ones orchestrating and making money out of this whole insecurity stuff. Now, when those monies was almost paid, Senator Alibumi, I quote again, Senator Alibumi, according to what he told me, and I have a little back up, they said he is a media person that forms is not a media person, a second mediator. He is the Senator Alibumi, a government person. They told us to communicate with him. It is only through him that money will be paid. Money should not be paid through anybody because he is their in-house mediator. Do you get what I'm saying? If terrorists are able to tell you that there is an in-house mediator for government that money will be paid only through him, what happens next? I told them to go ahead, do the mediation with him, release our people. That is all I want. They said it is fine. Normally we don't cross food academy, but we will do it since you decide you are fine with it. They went ahead, they made the mediation, they received ransom. Now later, they complained to me that the ransom they received was 1.9 billion, while 5 billion was received.
Out of 5 billion, they gave them 1.5.
Specifically. Who was the mediator sentence? They said it was Senator Ali the mediator. So where are the monies?
You can imagine. They collect 5 billion ransom and they give the terrorists 1.5 billion. They collect 5 billion and they gave them 1.5 billion. Now you see how the racket is happening in Nigeria. This man is saying this on the national TV. This is the country they wanted to be part of. I thank God that we are going home. Every Biafran, prepare yourself. We are going. We are going. As they continue to detain our school Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank God today, the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is already in Washington, D.C. The Biafran question is already in Washington, D.C. And that is something of joy. We cannot continue to be part of this mad people. Only an idiot will want to be part of them.
Nigeria is the deadliest place on earth to be a Christian today. Since 2019, tens of thousands of Christians in Nigeria have been slaughtered as part of a sustained pattern of religiously motivated violence by Islamist jihadis ignored or enabled by the Nigerian government. Extremist groups like Boko Haram are allowed to operate without any meaningful response from authorities. A courageous leader named Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted in a farce show trial for speaking out about what's happening. He's currently serving a life sentence in prison, convicted on false terrorism charges. I implore my colleagues to support my bill, HRES 1321, calling on the Nigerian government to conduct another trial in accordance with its own constitution based on evidence, with access to legal counsel, medical care, and international law pertaining to humane conditions of detention, or, better yet, release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu immediately and unconditionally. America gives billions to Nigeria. We will not continue to fund a Christian genocide. We have the moral obligation to stand up so our Christian brothers and sisters can worship the Lord our God in peace. That, Mr. Speaker, are you?
That is a case made for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Washington, D.C. You can see it. And it's a thing of joy. The pressure is mounting internationally and locally. While the international pressure is on, we are mounting our own pressure locally through what we are doing, what we are saying. The same thing with the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa coming up on the 5th. Every Biafra should hear their opinion. Every Biafra should support to make sure that we defeat this enemy. The evil that is ahead of us is not something that will be overlooked. If we don't do the needful, the story is going to be bad. And that is why every one of us have to put in their best. Every one of us, we must put in our best to see that our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa is adequately represented. We are waiting for a proper representation of Mazi Simon Ekpa coming August 5th, and everyone should join the protest. The protest that is coming is something that every one of us must join. Every one of us must be part of that protest. We must never overlook it or run away from it. We must be part of that protest, no matter what happened. No matter the situation or the condition, we must be part of that very protest to see that things are going fine. So this evening we are going to also have a program on this very IPOB. We're going to follow them on their program to see what they have to say on the case of our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There is a discussion there also about what is going on, and we are going to try as much as possible to follow them and listen to them and see what is going on that very issue.
Na otu onye omeiwu na mba Amerịka John James pụtara ma wepụta ya bụ otu akwụkwọ iwu n'ụlọ nzukọ omeiwu mba Amerịka si ndị otu ya ka ha kwado ya na gọọmenti Naịjirịa ga-atọhapụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. Ọ bụ n'ụbọchị ụnyaahụ ka ya bụ ihe na-afịọtụ maka na ya bụ ihe onyonyo ugbu a efegharị n'igwe nzirịta ozi ọgbara ọhụrụ dị iche iche. Mayor, ọ bụghị taa ka ụfọdụ ndị omeiwu mba Amerịka tinyewere ọnụ n'ihe gbasara Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ịtọhapụ ya na ebe Nigerian gọọmenti nọ. Ọ dịghị ka okwu akwa ugbu a Mamadi ya kpọrọ n'ụbọchị ụnyaahụ ụlọ nzukọ omeiwu mba Amerịka na ndị otu ya ga-enye ya nkwado tọrọ atọ maka na asị otu osisi anaghị emebe ọhịa. Ọ dịghị ka ha ga-enye nkwado tọrọ atọ n'okwu ọkpọrọ ha na nke ikpeazụ a ka ahụ na-atọhapụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Na mbido achọrọ m ka nkene ndị obiwu America maka na ọsọ onye ahụ kwulitere okwu ahụ nọ behind it. He made several meetings. President Trump would be aware of it. So actually can go the America. Kahashi no die no war di here ha ime dịka America si wuru mba nke mbụ n'ụwa niile. A na-ekwu ebe a na Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have become a world icon. Ọ niile agba Mazi Nnamdi Kanu okwu ọnụ ya na ihe niile gbasara ya o kwesịrị gị na ọ ga-adọta Biafra. O kwesịrị gị na kedụ ndị Igbo niile dị against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ọ bụ ahụ ndị dịkwa against IPOB maka na ọ ga-enwere ndị a ga-eri nzu against ndị Igbo and ndị ahụ ndị Judas ịma ihu na Baịbụl okwu ndị Izrel na-ahapụ Ijipt o nwere ndị sị na ha ndị Izrel sị ha agaghị ahapụ godu nọ n'Ijipt na ha ga-anọkwa n'Ijipt ọnwụ ụmụ Izrel niile sokwe Moses n'ahụ so a na-ekwu okwu ihe ọkwa mmadụ niile ga-anọghị ya ana ọgbalụ mmadụ niile kwetere na-ekweghị na ya ga-anọkwaghị ya mana ọ ga-eme na ndụ na m na-eji anya m ya aga m eji anya m a hụ ewulie flag Biafra na Igbo ntụ mba dị iche iche debe na Igbo m na-eji anya m ya na ndụ ọwụrụ n'ọnwụ so m na-ekele ndị mba ihe a meghị nwunye ziri ezi na-ejikwa ohere na-agba ụmụnne anyị ụfọdụ ụmụnne anyị ndị Igbo ndị na-agba ndị Igbo mgba lere mana Pito ọ bịara ya kwuo egwu ndị Igbo hụbe ya n'anya nwa niile hụbe ya n'anya the nursing ọtọ n'ụwa agwa abalị ọ ezigbote enyi m ya dị na mma ịhụgo ihe ọ na-aga ili ya a sị ezi aha ka ego o wee ebe nga dadị a na-agba World Cup Finals ka m gagharịtụ ka m dres ọ casually gagharịtụ na steeti anyị short kpọrọ my sons ya bịa let's walk street ka anyị gaa anya anyị na-agagharị nwoke eji agba ọkọ ka anyị banye obodo arute ebe ahụ nnọdị ala ụmụ ndị mkpa nọsi n'oche kenesịa so ofu egbute iru na bifon si awa nna ka anyị kene elu olite iru kene ya so nkenesịa ihe nọdị ala ọrụ 2 minutes o siri otu ebi n'ebe ahụ ọla gaa bichọp sọ mụhụ meyọ n'ọhụ ọnụ m ka o ji sikọ na mere kwenyere na ọmụ ya echefu nke a na-ekwere okwu na VOP nsi ya o tie ọba ọsonyegodi ya 2 bottles chọrọ pepe soup ihe ọbụla o tere nye ya o nwere eziokwu ndị Igbo chọrọ ịlụ adị eziokwu ahụ eziokwu nke Chineke onye mere Mazi Nnamdi na-ekwu okwu ọ sị gị na Igbo wasụ nke eluigwe na Igbo heavenly language ihe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu na ọ na-agwa gị na Biafra ebu nna bịa n'ụwa ka Chineke ga-eji wee bido ọrụ ịtọpụ ndị eke na-agbọ maka na ebe ndị Biafra taa Afrịka egbere ogbe ha n'aka ndị ọcha ụdị onye dị otu a onye ọbụla kwụdidere ga-ata ahụhụ ana ndị Amerịka ahụ na Grace ruo ebube ruo ọkụ na Mazi Nnamdi Kanu na-achọkwa ka ha si na taa bụrụkwa Grace maka ihe na agaghị ga-adị egwu mgbọsi Amerịka bịara atọ bọmbụ na Sokoto abụọ ndị Naijiria Mazi Nnamdi Kanu popularity anaghị akarịba popularity Mandela marakwa na amara popularity Mazi Nnamdi Kanu anakwa akakwa nke Mandela nọtụ 7 years na prison Mazi Nnamdi Kanu nọgụ how many years America eto okwu okwu maka ya chetakwa oge a tụrụ Mandela nga na Margaret Thatcher so na Mandela declare Mandela as a terrorist that time ndị Nigeria atọ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu nga declare as terrorist Mandela nga n'ọhụrụ sekọnd ya nọ n'obodo Igbo na-etikwu maka Mandela atụkwa Mazi Nnamdi Kanu nga ụmụ Igbo dị iche iche na nwere obodo dị iche na-etikwu maka Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Amerịka abaghị ego ebe Amerịka nwere ka ha si eme ha na-agba ka ha na-esi gị wọnị mbọchị ha ga-abịa ime ihe ha chọrọ ime iwe ike nọ n'ọra ha ime ihe ha chọrọ ime ọ gwa na ihe a Mazi Nnamdi Kanu na-azọ na o nwetego ya mana ọ fụzụ obere oge ka ọ pụta ihe ọ bụla e nwere ndị dị ka anyị ụmụ Igbo ụbịa akwa na Naijiria anyị na-ekwusi okwu ike maka ụmụ onye anyị oke lelu onye isi ndị ugwu wu ebia ọ na-agbapụ ebe a na flag nọ na moto ewu Ariwa Republic Ariwa flag dị na moto ka ele ndị isi na ndị ofe mmanụ ha na-agbafe flag na-adị na moto ha Odùduwa why Biafra why are you people fighting Biafra gbasara drugs. Mana Nigeria, awọ àwọn eke na nke na-elu mmadụ. Ndị ọjọọ everyday ndị ọjọọ na-abanyere mba. Ihe na-agwa gị na ihe America ji gị ọrụ ọwụghị egwuregwu. America adịghị eme propaganda. Before America, before that man, apụta kwuo okwu na Congress. Ụdịkọdị agbalịs.
Ọ nwere ya nshi jụrụ meyọ maka na nke bụ eziokwu bụ na kemgbe esi wepụta kemgbe ụnyaahụ ozi si na-efega akụkọ dị iche iche kwuru ya na Donald Trump tụkwa Tinubu sịkwa na ya ga-ọpụ ya n'azụ n'ọgụ ndị a niile. Ọ bụrụ na ị ga-echeta ụfọdụ ndị kwuru sị na ya bụ ihe na o nwere ikuzi gị n'aka Donald Trump. Nke mbụ bụ na ozi abụghị ụnyaahụ kọpụtara. A na-ekwu n'izu ụka abụọ gara aga July 6 ka ọ pụtara. Ụfọdụ ndị na-ekwusi APC anyị ma ịfụ ka ha si aṅụrị na sọsọ na Donald Trump na ebubo ma ọ bụrụ na Donald Trump pụtara. Ha na-aṅụrị ka a ga-asị na ha enwetala mmeri 2027. Sọsọ na-asị abụ m ọnụ n'azụ abụ m gị n'azụ n'ilu so ọ bụghị sọsọ ọ bụrụ na egwu edebe ndị afụma n'ozi a dị n'akwụkwọ akụkọ ma ọ bụrụ na Donald Trump depụtara eziokwu. Nke mbụ bụ na asị na Donald Trump dị ọkara ịpụtagoro n'akara X Donald Trump. Ọ kagoro efu mgbe a tụrụ ogbunigwe ozugbo o tinyere na X ya. Ịgotago ihe ọ bụla kwesịrị ịdị ya mana na nwebeghị ozi gosiri n'akara Donald Trump niile na ya wetara nke a bụ nke bana mada. Nke abụọ na ọ bụrụ na ha anọ Donald Trump n'ihu ozu ụbọchị ahụ ọ na-apụta n'abalị 6 abalị 7 ka ọ kara ịpụta ihe. Mana ihe ndị a niile kedu ihe o ji kwuru ugbu a?
Nke mbụ bụ na ekwuru ya na telivishọn yesterday night oge m na-eme news and lies na issues n'oyibo. Nke mbụ ihe a na-agụrụ anya nwere Donald Trump kwubere. Donald Trump wepụtara ọnụ kpọọ Nigeria a disgraceful nation ozori ezo oderi ya na-akwọsị ndọrọ anyị. Mebi ndị Amerịka ederele ndị akwụkwọ sị na ha mere proof na ha mere proof na security ọ na-aka ha si ụba mbọ ime na ndị ezi ejipụta ha were ezi akwụkwọ dowe na-egekwe ntị ha were akwụkwọ dowe bịazi gbakwasị ndị a ga-agbakwasị ihe a ha na-agụrụ anyị na Donald Trump dere okwu asị onweghị Donald Trump dere okwu asị. Ndị a dị bizi na-eburu ego Naijiria na-achọ ndị ha ga-alọbi na Amerịka kerezi ị na Naijiria gbana ya na Donald Trump so n'oge n'okpuru ha ruo na eme ndị a na-ekwu okwu oge luka bọta bụ na bụrụ ihe mere na bụrụ na ndị terọrist kidnap ndị mmadụ si oge 5 billion gọọmenti ụta 5 billion so nyere ndị tọrọ ndị ọzọ taptazie n'ikpeazụ na na-ekwu mmehie ha 1.9 billion onye ji 3.1 billion na-ekere mere Asorok nke chief of staff na onye ochie oge ndị ọzọ nọ mkpọ plan anyị ga-ekwusie mba anyị ebechekwa m akwụkwọ anyị adịgoro gị maka na ya ga ha na-eme the same thing na-achọ different result. O mgbe Donald Trump dere ụdị akwụkwọ a Donald Trump nke ọ na-dere ụdị akwụkwọ a ọ ga-apụtago Donald Trump abụ mkpọ ezo ezo ọ dị world president not somebody na like ikwu okwu Donald Trump somebody ọ pụta in the morning go and read his autograph and the biography ọ pụta in the morning bụrụ newspaper niile present bụ n'ebe ha ka ebe akpọkara ha ma edekwara ha na akpọkara ha ọ na-akpọ ya ọgwụ ọchọ ihe ọ ga-ekwu that day ka o nwee na agha the next day. Ihe dị na program ka e mere chuo ya ome ọzọ ihe ọ kpọrọ Nigeria wụ a disgraceful nation.
Ọ nwere ihe APC site na ya bụ ọnụ Bolaja ọ sịrị na aṅụrị ya ndị a na-aṅụrị taa mana ọ bụghị ihe a ga-azọ ha ma Donald Trump ma ndị isi ala mba ụwa dum asị Tinubu anyị kwụghị n'azụ n'ụbọchị na 2027 n'ọbụ ọ dịrị Tinubu na ụmụafọ ala anyị ga-apụtasị ịtụrụgotogigo na afọ anọghị erijuru m afọ ikwenyere nke a.
Thank you. Ịmara akwa nwunye Tinubu si ndị mmadụ ahụ ebe aka na-ebe kwilikwili mgbe anyị asị ya bido n'ụmụ ya ụmụ ya bụdo ebe akwa ebe kwilikwili ahụbeghị gọọmenti zuru ori ka gọọmenti anọ na this gọọmenti led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu zuru ori ka ha na-ezo na Asorok
only can have a House of Assembly. So only can have a Senate. You do whatever I do. No, you can't let you have a Hamas already. Before we tell you of the Senate, I can put your question. I can't play where you go. Well, 80 to 90% of senators in the House of boys. Go and check their history. One crime or the other, and the Senate cover their crimes. Lay our House of Reps, the kind of people on here, the kind of people that take up another one. You never win the election and take up another one. My PDP, my APC, my NDC. You know the Asurusi, candidate. In the primary, we did not vote. I never take a party together. Because this sound this thing on tomorrow, I work on the kind of the same people. I know I had the promotion election the next day, and I go after the ruling party. They will be nine. They will not fake it.
Mayor, welcome to the voice of the people 90.3 FM. Atiku Abubakar kpọkụrụ otu ụlọ ọrụ na mba Amerịka ya 12 months contract kwụọ ya bụ ụlọ ọrụ $1.2 million ka e were na-emegiri na-etigbu na aha ya dị mana ọ bụ ezigbo mmadụ ọkachasị dịka ọ na-akwado ụzọ onye isi ala nakwa ihe ndị ọzọ na-eme n'ala anyị bụ Naijiria o jizi ya bụ ụlọ ọrụ na-etigbu ya na Amerịka ka Donald Trump na ndị ọzọ nụ ya aka na-ekwu nke a na-ekwu Ted Cruz ya bụ onye iwu mba Amerịka ihe gbasara ihe na-eme na Naijiria ọkachasị mmekpa ha na-emekpa ndị nke Kraịst na-ewute n'ebi si na gọọmenti ugbu a na omenweghị ihere na a na-ekwu na a na-akpọgbu ndị nke Kraịst na ihe ndị ọzọ kama ha kara agba mbọ gbara ihe ha ga-eme ha kpọkuo otu ụlọ ọrụ ọzọ maka na nke ikpeazụ ọ dịzi ka ọ bụ Atiku kpee Bola Ahmed Tinubu na ndị ọchịchị ha gakpakpọ na mba Amerịka Atiku gwara nke ya na mba Amerịka ya bụ ụlọ kwụọ ahụ $1.2 million. Gọọmenti Tinubu a gọọmenti Bola Ahmed Tinubu n'ezie anyị metara gakwara jekwa otu ụlọ ọrụ ọzọ kwana na mba Amerịka kwụọ ha $9 million ka e were na-eti mkpu dịka Ted Cruz si kwuo ọ sị na ya bụ ụlọ ọrụ nọ na mba Amerịka APC na Tinubu kpọkụrụ kwụọ $9 million na ha na-akọva ka ihe si aga n'ala anyị bụ Naijiria ga enweghị nchekwa mmekpa ha na-emekpa ndị nke Kraịst na ya bụ ụlọ ọrụ kama ha gara ịnọ na-eti mkpu ya ha na-ekpuchi ya iwetago na-ete ya penti na-eme ya ka a ga-asị na emegogo enweghị nchekwa n'ala anyị bụ Naijiria
ịma ihe ọma dị m na ya wụ na ha gara kpọkụcha ndị ụlọ ọrụ akwụ ọgwụ ụgwọ ndị ụlọ ọrụ apụta akwụkwọ na akpọkụkwara ya akpọkụkwa anyị ụgwọ ka anyị kwube maka o gosiri na ndị adị okere dị bụ dịka ka President Bola Ahmed si ebufu isi ego Naijiria ihe ha ha ga na sineti bifo ha ga-ebi ego ga-ebute ntiri na akọkwa ibu ego ebikwa ego eburu ego ebi ofu ụlọ ọrụ na Amerịka si ewere kwuo na Tinubu na ndị oyibo na mọdụ ekwuo na Tinubu na ike ịgba 20 kilometers jos na ha gara wee akwụkwọ ndị omeiwu akwụkwọ ha sụdị na Trump dere ke ndị isi ọlọ wudu na Trump dere ha bịa nga anya akpọcha mpelu na Asọ Rock ọ gosi na ndị ahụ ndị iwe na-adị eme kezi na eburu $1 million $9 million ụmụ obodo anyị agụụ na agụụ ya one bag of rice on $5,000 iwe na-adị eme ndị a ekwensu iwu na-eweta ndị a n'ọkụ ma ebe ekwensu ga-eti ha ga webe tiri ndị ọzọ ọjọọ maka ndị emekarịa n'ekwensu ekwensu ga-anọkwa ebe ọ na na-asị Chineke akawamụ ndị a mma edobe ebe a m nọ akawamụ ndị a mma edobe ebe a m nọ
ọtụtụ isi na-apụta na ya bụ ụlọ ọrụ ha kpọkụrụ na mba Amerịka bụ $9 million. Ọ sịrị ọ bụ otu ọfịs otu law firm nọ na Kaduna na ọ bụ na ntụziaka onye National Security Advisor n'ihu Ebadu onye kpọkụrụ ya bụ ụlọ ọrụ na mba Amerịka ọ bụrụ na ile anya dịka Ted Cruz si kwuo ya bụ ụlọ ọrụ oge nweghị nchekwa na ala anyị bụ Naijiria ha na-ekwupụta ya kama ha na-ekpuchi ya n'ụzọ ga-adị ka ihe ọdịmma na Naijiria a na-echekwa ndị nke Kraịst
mana ndị dị ka anyị ebe ha nọdụ anya na Chineke bịara otezie ndị dị ka meyọ n'oge dị ka nka wetaba ndị dị ka Mazi Nnamdi Kanu oge dị ka nka weta dị ka Peter Obi eweta anyị ga na-ekwu ihe nke eziokwu nke Chineke
ọ dị ike ihe ndị a na-ebu ihe ha ji chọọ imesasị ndị
maka na achọmnta vootu maka ya mara na agba ndị be anyị wetara na-eti mkpu a kama afọ gara aga ndị be anyị inwere PVC go and get your PVC the time to sell Nigeria is now. Ọ nwere ajụjụ nna ajụ ndị ọbịa dị kemgbe izu ụka anọ aga m ajụkwa gị ya ajụgo m ya Mazi jụọ ya kọmreshi jụkwa ya barista achọrọ ịjụ gị ndị Katọlik na ntuli aka na ụmụafọ ala na-eji metụta uche eme gịnị atụte ya na ọ nwere ihe afọ mee ya bụ ntuli aka na 2027 ọ bụrụ na asịrị na Mazi na ụfọdụ n'ime ụmụafọ ala anyị ikirikiti n'ime ha agaghị ekweta na ntuli aka a gara asịrịrị werere bịadosi na akpọrọ Mazi Nkịtị ha fụkwuru asị na ndọrọ ndọrọ ọchịchị nwere ka esi abụ ya nke a bụ na ọ bụghị site na akacha nwee mkparamagwa na-enweghị ikwu mgboro ndọrọ ndọrọ ọchịchị onye kacha wee bute ka ịnweta mmeri ya ikwenyere na ọ bụrụ na akpọpụta Bola Ahmed Tinubu na ntuli aka a ga-agarịrị sịrịrị werere iji kweta n'eziokwu na INEC mara mma o nweghị ihe ga-emerụ President Tinubu win election free and fair na Nigeria maka na ọ ga-agọnụ Ngozi atike kosicha Ngozi achọ si ebe one mug of rice nọ wege na 80,000 onye Buhari the worst president of Nigeria kasị mma in leadership democracy as ka anyị ga-ekere ọfụ ihe ị ga-eji zi aga ị gara President Tinubu election vote part of ihe o mere ọwụ insecurity ọwụ iburu ihe a na-eri ka ọ okporo ụzọ ọ na-arụ gbam kolelu coastal road ha ka ngwa fraud another fraud aka ga-emepe emepe kedu ihe all of ihe m na-akpa akwụkwọ na-ekwu before to go Abịama na atụ election free and fair Nigeria before 12 o'clock President Tinubu start of us for up enweghị ka m na-agbago eziokwu since the history of the look at Buhari the worst president ever in Nigeria has kept President Tinubu mma onye sọwa accountant mana mayor ndị onye a na-ezu with this government the way in Nigeria before the only budget Nigeria got one top the Tigray and the expenses won't up the budget even some of our people are there in the middle but now okay no one need that back in the middle I know that time for study I know that time for research the only budget in Nigeria $20 billion for the around in Toro the around some churches na palace obiezi but you know what nda kwesu kama nda wa conscience ekwese otenda ani le ekoko ọnụ ekoko awa side ka Nigeria ka dị bọọ mụta sị na ekwusi ego na aka na-ekwuchi mba na-ekwuchi na mba dị iche iche ka a sịrị ha na-ekọ mba ihe na-ekwukwe ha ogogogogo Mayor ikwutere ihe gbasara onye isi ala 2027 eruola nso Akarachi steeti Imo Sinetọ Hope Uzodimma na ya bụ ọgbakọ o nwere n'isi ọchịchị steeti Imo n'izu ụka enwere ihe ọ gwara ndị ozi na ndị ọzọ nọ n'ekwu okwu na ya bụ steeti nwere ya bụ ọgbakọ ọ sị ha na yanwa na ndị gọvanọ anọ ndị ọzọ enwere n'ala Igbo na ha abịakọla ọnụ were nkwekọrịta na ọ bụ Bola Ahmed Tinubu ka ha ga-akwado inweta mmeri nke ugboro abụọ ọ sị na Bola Ahmed Tinubu agbalara ụmụafọ Igbo mbọ n'ebe o buru ibu ma ndị obere akụrụngwa ndị eji nyere ndụ aka dị iche iche Bola Ahmed Tinubu merere ụmụafọ Igbo na ha nwabụ ndị gọvanọ ise si ala Igbo na ha ekpebiela ịkwado Bola Ahmed Tinubu maka ọchịchị ya nke ugboro abụọ ọ dị dịka nke a ga-emetụta vootu Maazị Peter Obi ga-enweta n'ala Igbo ka ọ dị dịka mmadụ ise bụ mmadụ ise vootu ha ga-atụnye bụ vootu ise adịgbo ọ dị ka onye si na fọt gaa na fes na ndị nyere ya onyinye anwa na ọ ga-agbakọta ha azụ ọma mmenụ hopu na-eri ọ na-eme njọị ebe etinyere ya ka Imo steeti agụ na awa ndị mmadụ aba n'Imo steeti adịghị ere one bag of rice 30,000 n'Imo steeti na-ere 80,000 n'Ebonyi steeti ogola na-ere fuel na Lagos akwụgola aka na-ere n'Imo steeti all of this leadership this APC federal government all ha na-eburu ego na Nigeria at the tune of $9 million ka na-enye ndị ọcha ka ha sịrị ha na-eme ọfụma mana atụrụ dike ego a na-eke ndị gọvanọ na Nigeria Alex Oti giving him tissue. He got a little kind of banana and they cause on that. So they would go now on the Guno program for me. Now I've got progressive. We have an autogame now. If you are seeing issue, you shake it. Near Alex Oti, I remember. Of course, the Biafra, Mana, back at better. I'm an job.
Electricity, one of the best performing government today in Nigeria. When you come for the performance, electricity number one. How do you listen to an electricity to Kokoda? Why has he had a new electricity to become new electricity in America and the United States here? So you don't have all your one that to the problem here. To go to B2B, so go to professor, B2B China number. When I number from education from 100 backward with their number one. So you got to look at airports. So you got to airport or student tables, not our airport or down the military of even and down the confused. So you know where you go to the other kid. Actually, I will link I have to down and I run. So I do have matter. Ndibo, you want to hang up in Ndibo. What do you make it here? Make it here. People decide they throw people to like you want to be unless we get it back to the yaka. Oh, you don't have people straight now. Don't have people straight now. Oh, yes, come on, I can go to people straight. I don't know last week and now. Now, what did I also to put the kids on the people straight? What did Mama do before? The way I announced as a governor. A children code. We move for the way I announced as a governor. He doesn't say, you don't know how to work in your many states. The man which I discouraged, some churches said the thing was great. But I don't know the money you're giving. Who put that in and on out on the edges. But then that will be there right now. You don't get church to get your suit. Oh, we can 2027. He was in the Igbo to work with you. And not only our Peter. 2027, you will make you Peter, they got their and I think I have a letter of my career that will reach out one day. Government state here, when you put a lamp on the hatch, I will put you. Ghana has seen my dad, she got the head of Sarah. You made a tune on a state table. Has my head a lot to do for Sa. He had a mercy, living a state table to buy a rule, and you may not major team and meha. Now, we can see them and keep us on the hatch. So many men Sarah. Dear Jet, the landlord. We will not have 1 naira, equal to 5 naira. Only we are some people to bring him as I am to look at us. Never another guy and a state and a brand agent and the landlord. They are not there. Where you very not there. Where shall be the great young Canada? Even I didn't listen to somebody go up below and the metal simple Basara, the Tumor, you and the landlord in the agent here, not really. Now let us see. I got my colleagues. I can put you on the Macana. You get about. Next week, we will have a comedy. 17 years ago, Macando landlord, he will never send that time, best sticker. It will say no to 10% house increment. All this year, this sticker they give for Kadia. Fashola, governor of Lagos State, the T1 and the Yabasare. But one of the problems, challenge when you go there, is country. The landlord and the agent. But the guy says, agent you 10%. 10%, you could over 100,000, agent you are 100,000. Now, what you can keep us out, the concussion fee. I will be like that. I'm not over the landlord with the I'm over the job. One young man will not show. And I'm going to show. That man only had to be in a Lagos. No man can have 2 bedroom flat, 500,000. Even the landlord also don't take that place. No man and the man 1.1 million. But you only have a chili Korea, so Korea will do some everybody. But you are also good. They're going to go to is segregated. So, on the Mazi, I see no man giving it no better. We this idea. Actually, it's not actually major fee. God, 2
Onye ọpụta na-adị nke ihe ọ na-ekwu against IPOB. Tihe ka m chọọ ka anyị ga-esi wee nwezi Anambra, ịma na Anambra ga-ama mma.
Anambra ga-ama mma ọ na-erube ya ọzọ na-echefu anyị na-ekele gị n'ụtụtụ anyị bi na ebụrụ gị ga-aza anyị ekpekwa gị ụbọchị ọzọ biko sapụ anyị.
Aga m aza mana ka ntụkọ ohere a okele efu nwa nwa anyị bụ Chiavi Rosaivọ nne ya nwụrụ nwata ndị Igbo nwụrụ nke ohere a na-akpọkụ ndị Igbo niile mbọsị ọbụla a ga-etiri nwaanyị a ka ndị Igbo niile nọ na Lagos ka anyị gbakọ na-agbakọ ga-akwa ya ada n'ugwu wee gbakwa nwa anyị na ọnwa nwa ya ka ọ bụ na anyị ga na-akwado mana 2027 na ndị Igbo na anyị ga-atụ Rosaivọ Chiavi na Lagos.
Nsogbu adịghị Mayor ya gasị tụbọrọ gị.
Tazikwere ndị Igbo niile.
Kaburo the voice of the people 90.3 FM nye bụ masị abịara gị ekele bụrụ ebisa bilitere ụbọchị onye ahụ ya bụ Enugu
across the globe. Today is Friday, July 24th. The 2026 Commonwealth Games have officially kicked off in Glasgow, Scotland, with a riveting opening ceremony at Oval Hydro Arena, attended by King Charles III and Queen Consort Camilla, as Nigeria's 72 athletes marched proudly into the arena. And over in the United States, a man was shot and killed by police officers in Madison, Wisconsin, after officials say he pulled out a knife and injured an officer, sparking immediate protests in the city and reigniting America's fierce debate over police use of force. Let's dive right in. I'm Ekpa, and this is what's trending. Now, before we dive deeper, let's see what you're talking about right now. We've been tracking conversations on X, Facebook, our YouTube live feed, and of course, Leke. And 3 stories are dominating your timelines this morning. Trending at number 1, tears and prayers filled social media on Thursday afternoon after an Enugu aircraft carrying 68 passengers and crew overshot the runway at Benin Airport, veering off into a bushy area. The NSID has launched an immediate investigation. We have the details. Now, trending at number 2, Senate President Godswill Akpabio finds himself in hot water as Senator Adamso Shomole playfully calls him out for breaching their political truce with a comment about massaging a woman's leg on a private aircraft. Now, trending at number 3, giant clusters of strange white foam appeared on the Kaduna-Abuja Expressway on Thursday, attracting many curious onlookers, leaving them asking, what exactly is this mysterious substance on one of Nigeria's busiest highways? Now, here is where you come in. Join the conversation. Use the hashtag What's Trending with Ekpa. Comment on our live feed, and of course, Leke. Tell me which of these stories matters most to you. Because for the next hour, we're going into everything that has Nigeria and the rest of the world buzzing. But first, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu takes a swipe at ADC presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar during a Northeast stakeholders visit, accusing him of privatizing government assets and leaving pensioners unpaid. Let's watch.
I would say the leadership of Northeast challenged because of terrorism and banditry. I could see our collaboration, that we work together. Only we stick together, we think together, we face the challenges the best way possible as a united country. The golden age is here now. If you can stabilize the economy, Nigerians are not asking for too much. Simple stability, social welfare, And among the visitors today are some pensioners. I hope you are receiving your pensions if you are affiliated. So, if I can go political, somebody among my prospective opponents, they privatize government investment in public-private entities, but they forget to pay the pension. I'm clearing the pensioners now. So clearing the mess they created. But I will complain. The integrity and the commitment that you show me all from notice. We have our hands on the plow. We're never going to look back.
All right, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not mention Atiku by name, but nobody missed the target. He was speaking while receiving Northeast stakeholders at the State House in Abuja, led by Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Zulum, who came to thank the president for renominating Vice President Kashim Shettima for 2027. Well, this is not the first time the president has taken this swipe. He made similar remarks in April, questioning whether anything the opposition privatized is working today. Well, Atiku previously described those remarks as a reckless tirade that exposes a troubling pattern of hypocrisy and historical amnesia, defending the privatization program as necessary reform and pointing to companies like Owando and Transcorp Hilton as proof of its success. Nigerians are reacting to the story. But first, good morning, Dr. Abati. Good morning, Ayo. Good morning. Rufy on fire, TGIF. Finally, right? But like I said, Nigerians are reacting to this story. Obviously, and it was last night. Yes, absolutely. You look dapper, by the way. Anyways, I'll take this reaction. Yes, I know what to think. Can I mention her name? Miss Kikelo. Well, all right. I'll take this reaction from Kabir, who wrote, "Sorry, Mr. President, but your promises no longer carry much weight with us. You promised us stable electricity, yet today we're still battling darkness. Mr. President, you criticize privatization as private sector participation is inherently responsible for Nigeria's failures. Yet under your administration, we have also seen major transactions involving the transfer and restructuring of strategic energy assets between NNPC and private companies, including the government-approved transfer of NAOC's Nigerian assets to Owando. Your Excellency, you speak of a mess that was created. Shall we also talk about the state of insecurity in the country under your watch? The enormity of that mess alone dwarfs whatever you claim you have inherited. Daddy, Nigerians deserve answers, accountability, and real solutions, not excuses, blame shifting, or endless finger pointing. I mean, the president is the commander-in-chief. At this moment, Nigerians are obviously very frustrated, really, especially when it has to do with insecurity matters. And you'll understand why some Nigerians will react this way. But I thought that the president was quite vocal, and I thought that his comment about, paying pensioners at this point should also be, looked into. Are they really being paid? Because I know that we've seen some police officers go out on the streets in protest against their pensions not being paid. Your thoughts?
Okay. Let me just make general programmatic comment, which is to say that we should learn from other jurisdictions. The Prime Minister has been changed in the United Kingdom. Once the Prime Minister got to that position, and even before him, we've always talked about the politics of ideas. When Andy Boham assumed office, or even before then, people were saying, what are his ideas? What are the things he wants to pursue? Both the opposition and even members of his own party were saying, we don't know enough about what he wants to do. The eventually give me 10-year plan development in every postcode. I will make sure I transform UK economically. There's something tangible that you can hold on to. In Nigeria, what we do in our political systems is what they call tit for tat war. Turning this process into a war of attrition, the type we have in between US and Israel in the Middle East, is not what we recommend in this cycle. We would like our leading politicians to contest at the level of ideas, and for their followers, their spokespersons, to also talk about ideas that we can hold them accountable to. Nigerian politics are so degenerated that in fact some of these political parties, 6-7 months to the election, we don't know their manifesto. So what we want to hear from the plan, because when you are taking a matter from
Fresh pressure from Washington as U.S. Senator Ted Cruz has accused Nigeria of launching a public relations campaign instead of responding to American concerns about insecurity and violence against Christians. Ted Cruz was reacting to the U.S. House of Representatives vote to withhold 100% of U.S. assistance to Nigeria. In a post on X, Cruz stated that Nigeria's $9 million lobbying deal was an attempt to deflect rather than address U.S. concerns. He wrote in part, Nigerian officials have created an environment that facilitates mass violence against Christians and religious minorities by imposing blasphemy and Sharia laws and looking the other way at jihadist atrocities. The U.S. government knows the Nigerian officials responsible for these policies. I have been pushing my bill to sanction them, and President Trump has even ordered military action instead of responding to American concerns. Nigerian officials waged a public relations campaign against critics. Now, this has generated significant reactions. Paying $9 million to communicate Nigeria's efforts to protect Christians to U.S. government has been a hot topic of debate, but Ted Cruz's reference to Sharia and blasphemy laws will also be deeply controversial inside Nigeria, with many arguing that the country's security crisis is far more complex than Cruz's framing as a religious persecution issue, ignores the ethnic, economic, and political dimensions that drive violence in the Middle Belt and elsewhere. Before I take reaction, I'd like your thoughts on Ted Cruz's comment. This is just coming after that letter was revealed yesterday by Onaga.
What Ted Cruz said is very apt. And that's why when the likes of this government, the Baron Onaga was saying that it's a shame for Atiku to go to abroad and try to out our president and all of that is unpatriotic. What the government do is patriotic. Nigerian government. We say there's Christian genocide. Yes, there's killings of Muslims, killings of Ayinala worshippers, there's killings of Chopolo worshippers. In fact, there's some parts of this country, like the Plateau and some other parts, there's a direct Christian genocide. Then what was the government reaction? Rather than stop the killing, yes, we know they partnered with Trump and they got some terrorist killing. But rather than focusing on that, then they went to take lobbies to go and say, all lives are being killed. It's not only Christians. So it's not an appearation to the lives of the Christians that were already killed. To balance the argument Dr. Abati was making, Dr. Abati, you know me, I don't have any dog in the fight. To ask case to answer, that's what Baron Onuga too said. As regards the William Jefferson case. So that it's not a case of fights like this. I highlighted it and Maria highlighting it. Doctor, Atiku to ask case to answer. So he can't only say about Tinubu's own. He asked case too to answer. He mentioned his name between the William Jefferson one and everything. Maybe the Baron Onuga too will go and now, will register the case here and bring it up against him and all of that for seeking disqualification or maybe criminal forfeiture or civil forfeiture, whatever you call it. Atiku has his own to answer. So it's two of them that are going at each other in this that have their own to answer. So it's 50-50, no cheating. But as regards the privatization, I think I should just clarify something. Yes, when the privatization happened then, it brought some challenges as regards payments. You remember the time they used to make jokes about Nigerian some pensioners that were not paid, Nigerian railway pensioners, daily times pensioners, people that work for all those privatization. But it is not also fair for President Tinubu to say that, because that privatization process was largely very successful and saved this country. One person very dear to me worked extensively on those privatization, and we know how some of those companies still exist today because of the transparency of the process of that privatization. Daily Times is still alive today because of the transparency of that privatization. I think somebody mentioned Transcorp.
Right.
It's still alive today. Those companies are still seeing the light of day. Yes, there were some that they sold to people, but there were challenges. People have challenges in businesses and all of that. But it's not also great to undermine the work of those people. I think that's just the balancing act I wanted to put out there.
Okay, very well. Thank you for your submission. Well, let's now.
Well, I just wanted to say something, which is also a repeat, that we have successful PR companies here.
From
the Nigerian government went and gave DCI
$9 million
in December.
Come on.
For a job that could easily be done by established PR. Let us encourage our own people when we make up our minds to spend Nigerian money.
Buy Nigeria. Yes, buy Nigeria.
Okay, that's your slogan.
Yes, buy Nigeria. Well, thank you for highlighting our PR firms. We have PR firms here in Nigeria. Shall we now highlight? We have to move on. All right, we have to move on. Let's now highlight this movement that has Nigerian Senate in stitches. Senator Adam Soshomoli has playfully called out Senate President Godswill Akpabio for allegedly breaching their political truce over the massaging of a woman's legs aboard a private jet, calling it evidence that old habits don't die. Let's take a look.
I want to report to this house that the Senate President and I, we signed a truce of no more hostilities. And the Senate President breached the truce by reverting to a previous matter with a view to behaving like. So I told Mr. Senate President, the truce time. You should not violate, I will not violate. You are my brother. You are my leader. You are my president. So that's all I want to say. I'm not going to read the other again. Under 72, I hereby drop it. Just to say, sir, protect vertically challenge people in the Senate.
Agreement is agreement. So I assure you, I will never refer to the unsenatorial comment of bringing the man dead or alive. But I want to assure you that this chair will protect everyone, every single senator, and particularly my brother, my friend, my colleague, when we were governors, and in every respect, a leader in my zone, the civil senator Adam Soshomoli, I hold you in very high esteem, and I assure you that agreement is agreement. I will not be.
All right. Nigerians are laughing because obviously you know that the Akpabio-Soshomoli dynamic in the Senate chamber is one of the most entertaining and politically significant relationships in the National Assembly. The other day we were...
The Senate of the Federal Republic has now motivated some Nigerians to say they have turned the Senate into a version of Big Brother Nigeria. And some people say it is now the House of Cruise.
It is the House
of Cruise. But in any case,
right.
I hope that the good humor that the lawmakers often exhibit, while it is entertaining, we also like to see that they should bring the same energy, the same conviviality, their basic assignment in making laws for the good governance of Nigeria, which is what Section 4 of the 1999 Constitution talks about in terms of the responsibility of the legislature. It's good to see the restored amity, friendship between the Senate President and Senator Adams Soshomoli.
Yes.
And I hope this will last. I hope it will be sustained.
Yes. You don't want it. Why? You want content. Because you are talking about content. They were releasing some truths. There was accountability, there. Sometimes when
about the AI generated massaging.
Wait, we have the AI generated. Who said it was AI? Who said it was AI generated? That was the resolution. I mean, we have the.
No, with due respect, Ayo, I concur with what you said. And please, this is not laughing matter because it's a very serious matter. It was from their passports we discoveed, and the King they confirmed that she didn't sign the documents that led to Natasha's suspension in the Senate. So forgery happened. Nothing has been done. And please, I want to sound a note of warning for all you senators that you know a lot about that matter that you are not speaking up. Your conscience will eat you up, and God will judge you.
All right.
I just want us to leave it at that.
All right. Well, at the end of the day, we're just going to, clarify on this table again that the resolution was that was an AI generated video. But I'm happy that they have resolved because it's a huge distraction, I believe, in the Senate. We need to be discussing more urgent, important, national interest stories in the Senate. Or more on the Senate. A video of a mansion allegedly belonging to Senator Engineer Kenneth Emeka Eze, representing Ebonyi's Central Senatorial District, has surfaced on social media. The mansion, sitting on a large property, features a long driveway flanked by palm trees, while the house features large Roman columns, almost resembling the White House. The footage was filmed by a blogger who claimed the mansion belonged to Senate President Godswill Akpabio, but the office of the Senate President has since denied the claim, saying he has no affiliation with the mansion. Ayo, this video has gone viral for all the wrong reasons. A White House-looking mansion allegedly belonging to a sitting senator is bound to raise eyebrows. The question Nigerians are asking is how can a lawmaker afford this on his salary? Public servants with properties like this owe Nigerians a clear explanation, and the Code of Conduct Bureau should be asking the same question. Ayo.
Is the one that should come on that question.
Yes.
Again, like has been said, the Senate President has denied that it is his mansion, and we'll get to the bottom of this because we'll, just ask a few questions. That is opulence at its finest, as it were. There's nothing wrong with this. Well, it's a fine building, Dr. Mazi. It looks good. It looks fine.
This is really, really
opulent. It's alleged. It's alleged.
Well, you can Google it.
Yes, we can check it.
We have our correspondence for our
yes, I'm just trying to be ensuring that it's fact-based and that it is an allegation that has been made. And on the surface of it, anyone who has worked hard for their money deserves a little enjoyment here and there and should indulge. What we don't want are people who cannot demonstrate how they are able to afford such opulence and are spending money on this, and yet their constituent members, if it's a senator, are languishing in poverty. This is a stark irony of the Nigerian story, where the rich seem to be getting richer and the poor seem to be getting poorer, where there is no accountability as to where someone just blows overnight. You come into an election, you win your seat, and all of a sudden you are living a lavish lifestyle that you cannot account for. And that's why I call again the government authority, the CCB, to come into questions. A lot of these senators, House of Reps members, political appointees need to answer questions. There are people that have private jets that they've never done any job in their lives except be politicians. There are people that have built multiple houses, own properties in Nigeria, across Nigeria and abroad, and have never done any work in a day that is from the private sector, just political jobbers. How did they make that money? This is a question mark that is one of the fundamental problems that we have here in Nigeria. And so once we make that investigation and conclusion as to who owns that house, the onus is on the CC, because what I keep preaching is prevention. How do we ensure that state resources are not, siphoned into personal pockets? That is the main question, and it's happened for too many years. Institutions are faulty and are not doing their jobs as well.
This whole week alone, we have scrutinized the budget, the 2026 budget, with all of these weird allocation article accusing of, duplication of budgets with some, 8.5 billion going to churches, 22.15 billion going to palaces. This really is the sort of scrutiny that we need.
They shouldn't tell us this, that this building is community center. Because they said
this is like you've called out the agency that's supposed to scrutinize this. But we told you we'll be reading your comments. So I'll take this comment on Leke Leke from Joe Abdul, who wrote, "It appears that the Nigerian Senate, under the leadership of Mr. Ekpa, has been perceived as a source of comedy when individuals entrusted with legislative responsibilities begin to disregard their duties. Their work may be seen as a parody. I wish electoral outcomes genuinely reflected the will of the people. Some individuals may never assume positions of leadership again." Well, thank you to Joe Abdul on Leke Leke. We're going to continue to highlight your comments on Leke Leke. Now, let's take this story in aviation. On Thursday, Nigerians reacted with fear and relief after an Enugu Air aircraft operating from Lagos to Benin overshot its runway, veering off and coming to rest in a bushy area surrounding the Benin airport in Edo State. There were 63 passengers and 5 crew members on board. Let's take a look at the aftermath.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Now for my life. We will survive this one. I know that again now.
Well, all passengers and crew were safely evacuated, and the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau has launched an immediate investigation. Enugu Air confirmed the incident and warned of possible temporary adjustments to flight schedules, while many Nigerians online question the condition of the runway and the circumstances that led to the runway excursion. The NSIB must investigate this thoroughly, and its findings must be made public. Aviation safety is not negotiable. When I saw this video circulating yesterday, my heart sank. I was like, I hope everyone is safe. I mean, Enugu Air is saying it was a runway excursion, but we had other passengers reporting their eyewitness stories that it looked like a forced landing of some sort. The runway in Benin has been called into question at this moment. Your thoughts?
I mean, so like you said, there are many accounts.
Yes.
But when accidents like this happen, let's allow the accident investigation
Correct.
to give us a report on it. I think they've released a preliminary report and they're from there, they're taking it
Yes.
from there. So let's allow them. But we just pray everybody is safe. We thank God that we didn't have any.
Everyone is safe. Yes.
No supplies.
Everyone is safe. Dr. Bati, you comment before I go.
So first, the issue, because of the cost, because of the accident, and this is a case of a very lucky escape.
Right.
Because there was no fire.
Correct.
That aircraft had been lost into flames. There were no casualties. But it's good that Enugu Air has said, this will be investigated by the AIB and other relevant agencies to find out what exactly happened. But it's also a reminder that airlines should take appropriate precautions because, of course, as we have always said, safety is very important. There was a lady there looking for babe. Where is babe?
Where is my babe?
Are you okay, my babe?
Yeah.
And all that.
Must have been
Some people thought that was comical. It was not comical.
No.
Because imagine the trauma that all the persons who went through this will have gone through. Should they require any assistance, Enugu Air should also provide that assistance, assistance in terms of counseling and whatever support they may need.
Well said. Thank you for your submission. Now, to a video that is sparking outrage and calls for accountability within the Nigerian police force. In this now viral clip, an officer was seen confronting a driver during a stop and search and threatening him that if he were evil, he would have been immediately detained. Let's take a look.
I'm getting my friend. Sorry? I don't have anything else. I don't have anything. I have another video. I just want to see you are very close to that. Another person or you or I don't get anything. Can I have my driving license? What did I do now? You have my driving license here. I'm recording you. To let you know, I'm recording you right now. So, can I have my driving license? Check your paper and then let's go. Don't shout. This is my going on record. But I've already told you. You have my paper. My paper is correct. Everything is there. You are with my driving license. I haven't committed any. What if I said? I haven't committed any offense. What if I said?
A Nigerian police officer on duty in uniform, openly telling a citizen that his ethnicity would have determined whether he was detained or not. This is not a slip of tongue. That is a window into a mindset. And it is exactly the kind of institutionalized ethnic profiling that erodes public trust in law enforcement. Dr. Bachi, your thoughts?
Well, first, the Nigerian police force should investigate this. The person was recorded. The identity should not be difficult for the Nigerian police force to establish, because these are the persons who discredit that institution and who, cause division in the Nigerian society. It's called the Nigerian police force. It's a police force for all Nigerians, whether the person is on the highway to Ibadan or whatever highway it is. And the man also spoke Yoruba, perhaps he's a Yoruba person, now saying that he would slap the person and that he would, would have detained him if he was Igbo. So this officer should be identified and sanctioned. The present Inspector General of Police has been calling for professionalism, and he has been saying during this election season there will be a lot of professionalism. Now, this is somebody who has to be disciplined. The police force has a disciplinary committee. Number 3 is that during NSAS, one of the demands of the protesters was that all these policemen should be subjected to psychiatric tests. There was some motion in that direction. Some people, I think in the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, they were taken to Abuja. They said they would be taken, even if they did at that time. That is a program that should be sustained. We cannot have people with mental health problems on the streets of Nigeria, and you give them guns and you ask them to check for papers. Yes. And it is after a fashion that when Nigerian policemen check all your papers and your papers are correct, they still will not allow you to go. No. In fact, some people have been reported as asking for fire extinguisher. If they don't ask for fire extinguisher, or if you have it, right, they will ask for that triangular thing. C caution, they call it. They will ask for C caution. Right. If you produce C caution, they may ask for your birth certificate.
Birth certificate?
Yeah. You have heard that? I will not have one. These 6 people's phones, right, they will be asking for your bank account.
This is really unfortunate. But we have highlighted this video, yes, and now we have to make sure that the Nigerian police force take note of these officers, and there should be disciplinary action. Now to stunning scenes from the Kaduna-Abuja Expressway, with people gathering to examine giant clusters of a strange white foam, making for quite the public spectacle. Since the clusters appeared this week, hundreds of people have stopped to take photos and videos of it, with many sharing their clips on social media. Let's take a look.
Allah kuma ya sa mun wani abu da ban taba ganin irin wannan abun ba da rayuwa wai kun bana fitowa da kasa mun ga daga inda yake fitowa gashi nan daga inda yake fitowa gashi nan gurin kasa yau ai ka shiga wallahi ka shiga ina na ruwa na in ka shiga wallahi sai ka tafi
Well, all right. The National Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency has since warned the public to keep their distance. The agency has visited the site to take samples to determine their composition and potential environmental impact. But while safety concerns remain, people should exercise caution until it's established what this is. What is this? Have you seen this before? It looked really shocking on social media. It's been, circulating all massive bubble bath,
but it's not as beautiful as it looks.
Yes.
And there should be, and thank you, Oji, for that caution.
Yeah.
NESRA, in its initial report, are suspecting a spill from a tanker carrying a substance that might have mixed with water, and this foam emerged. However, what is there is that you don't know what the source. It beggars belief that people, we're just curious, look at them taking pictures. They are posing with something that they have no clue about. I think the first thing is to err on the side of caution. An advisory has been issued. Please let us not use not just the foam, but they even said the water in the surrounding area, because they need to understand how far this chemical has spread, and until they ascertain whether or not it's poisonous, we don't know the environmental impact of this, not just on human lives, but also on water bodies, and even animals in that area. But this is a bigger conversation around even when we talk about environmental assessment and impact of goods being carried. What happened to the vehicle? If it's true that it's a vehicle that upturned its contents, that's why we say what we can say. Now, I think that the most important thing that we are watching, please stay away from it until we can determine to what extent how corrosive the chemical is or how dangerous it is.
More on rare sightings. This one excites me. Let's highlight these rare and stunning wildlife sightings that are taking social media by storm. All happening right here in Nigeria. The new video that emerged on Thursday. An adult elephant was spotted in Adoni, local government area of River State. It comes as a farmer in Ijebu-Igbo, Ogun State, captured a large wild elephant with visible tusks moving through his cocoa farm. Let's take a look.
So my fans, I saw an elephant today, not in a zoo, but in a local bush, like in my village. I don't see elephant for the first time. Not in a zoo. I've never been a fan of going to the zoo because I actually don't find it interesting. But I came home today and I saw a very big elephant.
Live, you look at my kid down. Live on Andon, full time, live.
All right, Nigerians online are reacting with a mix of wonder, humor, and genuine conservation concerns. Many are urging communities not to harm the animals, pointing out that African forest elephants are critically endangered. This one excites me because I would have, loved to be there. But it raises a lot of concerns. How are they coming out now in rare view? Really quick.
So, I would have loved to be there. It was safari. It was not safari.
No, they are harmless.
But you know what is happening, don't you?
These are harmless.
In fact, we should be crying that we are seeing them like
this.
Because it means that we are attacking their own ecosystem. We are attacking their own habitat. That's why they are migrating to our own habitat. Please, they are not me too. Don't kill them.
Please, you can't remove their tusks as well.
Don't remove their tusks.
Very important.
You can just admire them from afar and wave and say, elephant, that ball. It should remain
just
as
wave, beautiful. But we need to hear from the conservation and life and get them into it. Because I don't like that, but all right.
Yes. There is a community managed elephant park which has been there. What is the state of that park? How is it well managed? Yes. And these elephants are now escaping from the park into places where they can be exported. And if you look at the tusk of that elephant, that's a very expensive tusk. And that's why it's relevant that this elephant should not be attacked.
Yes.
And should not end up as a pepper soup.
They should not.
Because when you said you were excited, I thought you were thinking of...
No, I don't eat elephant meat. No, I don't eat elephant meat at all. I like pepper soup, but not elephant meat. Please, don't attack this beautiful endangered species. Now let's highlight, before we take our good news report, let's highlight the photo of the day featuring President Bola Ahmed Tinubu receiving his grandkids and family on a visit at the State House. The picture shared on Thursday by President's daughter-in-law, Leal Tinubu. The president is seen.
What's your name? How does a government agency that officially does not exist end up billions of naira allocated in Nigeria's national budget?
This is
Sarati Unpacked, where we break down the story shaping Nigeria, Africa, and the world. Today, we unpack one of Nigeria's biggest political scandals. Here's what we know so far. At the center of the scandal is the Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, or PFIPC. Presidency says the council was never created, never approved by President Bola Tinubu, and never legally existed. Yet, it still appeared in the 26 Appropriation Act, millions of naira allocated to it. The man at the center of the scandal is Mazi. Authorities accuse him of forging State House documents and presenting himself as the council's Director General. But Adeyemi insists he was legitimately appointed and says he's been persecuted after exposing corruption within the government. His biggest allegation targets President Tinubu himself. Adeyemi claims he borrowed 400 million naira to secure the appointment and says another 200 million naira was later demanded along with a 48% share of the proposed state of funding. But Miller has denied any wrongdoing. Ironically, he was also the first senior government official to petition security agencies describing PFIPC as fraudulent. Authorities have since charged Adeyemi with offences including forgery and impersonation. The latest development has been transferred from the Police Intelligence Response Team, or IRT, to the Nigerian Police National Cybercrime Center as investigations continue. But here is where the story gets even more troubling. Documents obtained by Sahara reporters shows official correspondence from both the chambers of the National Assembly addressed to the FIPC. Records also show the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation processed its request for office accommodation. And even after the presidency declared the council fictitious, Sahara reporters found the official signage still mounted inside the Federal Secretariat. The scandal has also revived scrutiny of Miller over separate controversies, including allegations contained in a leaked Aso Rock memo involving about 54 billion naira in oil revenue and a disciplinary case from his time practicing law in the United States. Those matters are separate from the PFIPC investigation. The presidency now says the PFIPC never existed, yet it appeared in a budget signed by President Bola Tinubu was allocated billions of naira in the 26 Appropriation Act, exchanged official correspondence with government institutions, and operated from office space inside the Federal Secretariat. The question is no longer just whether documents were forged, it's whether multiple layers of government failed or whether some officials knowingly took the other way. But one question remains: was this really the work of one man, or was this scandal exposed a much deeper network operates at the highest levels of the government? This has been Sarah TV Unpacked. Follow Sarah TV and Sarah Reporter for verified updates as the story develops. See you next time.
Good morning, great Biafrans, great brothers of freedom. Hold on. This is going to be very fast. Moving from Croatia. Just walk. The sun is very, very hot over here. Yes, but I must continue no matter the propaganda, no matter the blackmailing, the manipulations from the enemies. You see this very man called Mazi. You can't destroy him. You see the very struggle he established called IPOB. You can't do it. You can't. There is nothing you can do to bring Mazi Kanu down or to pull down the struggle established. This is because Mazi Kanu and IPOB is a very mission. Mazi is why you see that as homogeneous, as big, as corrupt, as vast as Nigeria is, Nigeria cannot bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu down. So who do you think you little thing, hiding in Kuwait or hiding in Switzerland, do you think you can do to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? I want to send a message, a very strong message to this set of people. Those of you who are saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist. All these years you have been with him, you never knew he was a terrorist. There is no way you can serve under his administration and you call him a terrorist and you want to exonerate yourself. It's just a joker. Hello, ma. Hey, good morning. I just want to enjoy the beautiful sun. Taking a walk. That's where you live. Oh, yeah. Wow. Beautiful. You have a lot of landscapes. It's beautiful. Wonderful. So this is your property also? Wow. Whoa. It's unbelievable. That's a lot of work for you. And you manage everything yourself? Yeah. But administration and all that. Great. Wow. Good. Okay, you too. Bye-bye. So, as I was saying, you cannot tag Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist today because you are sacked. Because you are sacked from IPOB. You want to use the opportunity to blackmail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to tag them in terrorists. There is no way you can exonerate yourself because that thing you are calling him, you are automatically part of it. Why the congressmen, foreigners, are calling for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and calling it unjust, that they said it's an injustice against his human rights. You small little thing in Kuwait, you are making noise on Facebook saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist. How can you exempt yourself? How can you exonerate yourself from the mess you are trying to put our leader? You have failed woefully because, let me make this very clear. Look at, pay attention. For 16 good years, Mike Arnold did a thorough investigation about terrorism in Nigeria. Mike Arnold traveled all over Nigeria, visited different regions, states, local government, communities. Mike Arnold never ever found any trace of terrorism in the old Eastern region. He came out with his findings and he tells the world what he found about Nigeria in his 16 years of investigations. Right? Now, somebody of such, a reputable and a VIP, a personal, somebody with such a high-valued profile like Mike Arnold, if Mike Arnold could present to the world that terrorism is in the north, has everything to do with the north, and brought evidence to back his claim up, who are you in Kuwait that have never traveled to Nigeria, or you are traveling, nobody knows your face anyway, you go to Nigeria, and you are the same person that some youth confessed. They confess and they expose you that you are the one sponsoring them to do kidnapping. Now, who are you to come out and say that or pay people to come and lie against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist. You are not doing yourself because you cannot tag Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist and you think you go scot-free. Now, we heard some of you. You know, there is nothing you will do in the secret that it will not come to the public space. Why you people decided that you want to suspend him, you want to suspend Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's position because you are afraid if they tag him terrorists, you don't want to be tagged terrorists wherever you are eating. You want to protect your work, your position, and all that. Let me tell you, it is too late to cry when the head is already off. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be tagged a terrorist without any trace of him being a terrorist today, you also, Chinas and Wolverine, Chika Idoziem, Agbani, KK, Unzurumike, all of you hiding in Europe, there is no way any of you, okay, can free yourself from it. You are automatically a terrorist. That's who you are. Because you cannot be blackmailing an innocent man and try to exonerate yourself. It is not possible. Have you not been there in that office? Have you not been working there for years? You have just been uplifted from your office. Just let me say 2 months ago. Only 2 months ago, you're no longer working with him. As far as you have been working with him for years, there is no name you will call him that name will not be upon you. The glory that covers you for all these years is his glory. The day he sacked you, his glory has left you. If you want to convert that glory to become terrorism, that same cloud of terrorism you are trying to put on him covers you also. That is the point I'm trying to make to you in this video. You are not smart. Don't think you are smart. Any name you try to tag Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, that name is automatically tagging you. Forget about some of you saying, hey, Simon Ekpa, let me tell you, there is an evidence everywhere. Simon Ekpa, before he was arrested, he made it very clear that he has nothing to do with IPOB. Simon Ekpa exonerated himself. He has his organization. He has his own movement. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu pushed Simon Ekpa or asked Simon Ekpa to do 1 or 2 things, whatever you people are claiming, Simon Ekpa is an adult. He's a man. He took responsibility of a lot of things. Even the ones he didn't do, he took responsibility of it. Let me tell you, Simon Ekpa will wholeheartedly, especially, that's what I always tell some people who say Simon is working with Nigerian government. I always tell them, do you think Simon is stupid to serve jail alone? If Simon is working with Nigerian government, as you claim, when they arrested him in Finland, that is the opportunity. He wouldn't want to go down alone. He will track every Nigerian government member or government bodies that sponsored him. He will track all of them along with him. He will use the opportunity to confess all of them. Simon did not confess anybody in Nigerian government. It shows that he was not sponsored by any Nigerian government. He was doing what he needed to do. The only thing is that he did not fight wisely. That's the only problem with Simon. He did not apply wisdom. He wasn't strategic. So for you to say that Simon was sponsored by the Nigerian government is a lie. Simon would have exposed them if Lai Mohammed was part of it. All the money the Nigerian government paid to his account, it would have been exposed. And those people, the Finnish government would have contacted them that Simon has confessed to you, you are part of this whole thing. The same thing applied. Did you see Simon ever make mention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name anytime he goes to court? The man is fighting as a Biafra that he is. He was fighting his own battle. But they sacked DOS because they are looking for something to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are looking for something to blackmail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you want to give a dog a bad name, if you want to kill a dog, give it a bad name. That's what they are trying to do. Let me tell you, Simon fight is quite different from our leaders' fight. There are 2 different Biafrans fighting a different fight. 2 different Biafran men fighting a different fight. I mean, fighting the same cause but different method. Simon's method is different from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's method. That doesn't mean that Simon is fighting better than Mazi or Mazi is fighting better than Simon. It is a shame that you, some of you who call yourself equals, you will come out and be using your tongue to be condemning your own people. I don't know what to tell you people anymore because I'm so ashamed of you. Do you know what you people have done to yourself in Nigeria? As it is today, the blackmailing, the castigating, the calling of Nnamdi Kanu to be by Fulani and all these things you people are doing, you have reduced yourself to zero nothing. There is no tribe in Nigeria that will respect you anymore. Let me tell you, you have used because of money. How much was given to some of you? $500,000, $2 billion naira. How much was given to you for you to be able to sell your tribe, to sell the value of who you are because of peanut and start castigating your anything that you say against Nnamdi Kanu today, you are saying it against Igbo. Hey, you don't have sense. Where the foreign people are calling for the release, that because they know that the man is fighting a just cause, fighting against terrorism, fighting against injustice, fighting against corruption, fighting against marginalization, fighting against a failed governance. You yourself, you are coming to contradict everything this man has been laboring for, suffering for all this effort you want to bastardize because of peanuts that was given to you. Whatever you say against Nnamdi Kanu today, it will affect you. You cannot exonerate yourself from whatever you are tagging Nnamdi Kanu. There is time for everything. Be hiding in Kuwait. You don't know there are people that are well branded in this investigative team. If we want to investigate you and bring you to Kuwait, we will do it. China Saworo. We will do it with the evidences that we have so far that you are sponsoring kidnapping in Biafra land. You are sponsoring kidnapping in Biafra land. China Saworo, you that is supposed to hide yourself, to keep quiet, you are still making noise. With your videos every day, have you seen anybody in Biafra land that come out to say that Nnamdi Kanu is the one that is sponsoring me to go and kidnap? Have you seen anybody come out to say that Simon Ekpa gave them gun to go and kidnap? But only you, China Saworo, we have seen two different videos of people, Biafrans, young people that are supposed to be defending Biafra land. You gave them guns and they are now using it to do kidnapping Biafrans, China Saworo. You are the only one that people have come out to confess that you gave them gun to be doing kidnapping in Biafra land. And yet you are still the one hiding your face and be castigating Nnamdi Kanu. China Saworo. Biafrans, let me make it very clear. If you think you are now trying to destroy our leader's name or telling Nigerian government that they would have eliminated him before, but since they did not eliminate him, you want to give them more reason to eliminate him. No matter where you are hiding, be it in Indonesia, in Malaysia, in Kuwait, in Luxembourg, in France, in Germany, in Brussels, in Libya, everywhere you are hiding. If you think that you are going to make Nnamdi Kanu to be killed, there is no hiding place for any of you. We know all of you. You will not be spared. Any country you live in, the law will be used against you. Especially you, China Saworo, Chika Edozie, Mazi Ekpa, all of you. The law will be used against you. Ekpa, you are going to give an accountability of where you are putting the money, the 350 euros defense fund that people pay to you before you give them asylum certificate. You are going to tell the Switzerland government what you are using that money for. Each Biafran that has paid you 350 euros, you will tell them where you are putting that money to. You know how to tax people's terrorists. Then we will see where you are sending those money to. Biafran, what you do with those money? The charitable work you are doing with those money. You think you are wise, you think you are smart. This is a freedom fighting. IPOB is a brand. IPOB is not a terrorist group. The world knows that IPOB is not a terrorist group. So whatever you are trying to cook out there is fake and dead on arrival. Our leader is a prisoner of conscience. He has committed no crime known to law. The United Nations have investigated him and called for the Nigerian government to release him unconditionally. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinary rendition. He was kidnapped against the international law. He was blindfolded. He wasn't a criminal. You cannot blindfold a freedom fighter. You cannot blindfold somebody that has not committed any terrorist attack. You cannot blindfold him. He has never been caught with a razor blade or a knife. How much more you want to talk about a gun? No, nothing has been found with him. So how can you now tag him a terrorist? Nobody has come out to say that he is sponsoring them. How can you not tag him a terrorist? He only established ESN, Instant Security Network, a group of young men, security men who stayed in Biafra land in the east, protecting the forest. They have never moved to Yoruba land, we have evidence. They have never moved to Hausa land, we have evidence. Because no Hausa or no Yoruba man has ever come out to say that they found the ESN in their forest. ESN has always been in Biafra land. Self-defense. Their mission is self-defense. They don't attack. They don't go to attack anybody. So how can you come as Nnamdi Kanu, a terrorist? That's the question I'm asking all you sacked SDOs. When they sack you from an office, you go in your house, go and look for another job. Go and form your own movement. All you cowards hiding under another man's glory. Why can't you just leave the brand Nnamdi Kanu? Can you just live without calling that name Badi? Why can't you live without calling the name IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, DOS? These are one. The three of them are one. It's like the Trinity. Father, Son, and the Father, the Son, and the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, according to the Bible. That is how IPOB is. You have IPOB, you have Nnamdi Kanu, then you have the DOS. These three are three in one. Please, leave these three alone. They owe you no explanation whatsoever. The work of these three is to establish a nation called Biafra. The work of this Trinity is to establish a nation called Biafra. So you have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with this brand. IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and DOS is one, three in one. The mission is to restore Biafra. I hope this is clear. So any of you that thinks you want to come out, you want to take what does not belong to you, you want to take what you were not there from Adam, what was built by this man, his effort, you want to bastardize it, you want to blackmail him, thinking that, oh, the word terrorist, people don't want to hear it, so let us use terrorists to target. You are a failure because it is not known for that. The Western world are not stupid. They are not, Alamajeri, they are not Fulanis that are looking for people to blackmail IPOB, to tag IPOB a terrorist. You are a failed and a complete failed fellow, thinking that you can do anything to hurt our leader. Our leader is unstoppable. You get that? Know this and know yourself, and do yourself a favor by completely removing this trinity from your mouth. IPOB, DOS, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You don't belong to this trinity. You have nothing to do with this trinity. You have been sacked. Both you and your followers, go and continue to build your Biafra community organization established in Australia. That is where you belong. That is what you own. Not IPOB. Not now, not tomorrow, not in any time. This is Nwada Ejiro, the face of Biafra, all the way from Croatia. Thank you very much. Please share this video. Share it. Let it go viral. There won't I salute you all from here. Wado Umamuri. Bye.
You're welcome, sir. Okay, so we will be talking about Igbo marginalization. That's why you're here. And we have been instructed that you have a lot of juice, that we should squeeze all the knowledge you have because we want to learn. We're younger. We're young people and we want to gain from your wealth of experience. When we talk about Igbo marginalization, there's one name that always pops up. I know there are lots of other names, but we hear of Nnamdi Azikiwe. Iwe Nnamdi. We hear of him. So for Igbos, do you think he was a blessing or he was a curse?
Well, the question, as you know, I think is a difficult one to answer because it was both.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, both a blessing and both also a curse. Frankly speaking, I can tell you that he is more of a curse than a blessing to the Igbo people or the Igbo race. That's how I want to put it. Yeah.
So why would you say that? That he's more of a blessing, he's more of a curse, you said, than a blessing.
Yeah. I'm saying this because now, if I go back to 1948, which was when India got its independence from the British colonial masters.
Okay.
Something happened in India. The people of the present day Pakistan said that they are not willing to be in the same country with the Hindus who are in majority. That they will prefer a situation India be divided into two, carving out Pakistan from India. Because they themselves, the people of present-day Pakistan, majority of them are Muslims.
Wow.
And that was in 1948. Yeah, and here we have a father, a forebearer, who say one in the list of the first educated Igbo men, very educated, who studied in the US. Even we believe he taught briefly in a university or in a higher institution in the US before coming down here in the 40s. Now, in this country, Nigeria got its independence in 1960. So if you remove how many years from 1948 to 1960, that's how many years? 14 years. Okay, now, the people of Pakistan saw what lay before them. But this is our great father. He didn't see anything. He was so blind. But why do we say he's blind? I don't know. It's difficult to say whether he was blind or whatever he did it deliberately. Yeah. Our people, the Igbo people, they loved this man.
Yeah.
Many were ready to lay down their life for him.
Exactly.
And I will tell you, he took everything and gave them virtually very little in return. Very, very little in return. That was the last census they have before 1960, before independence. From what Mr. Robert Smith, a British colonial officer who participated, who played an active role in the census, told us that the census was rigged.
Oh.
So more like they lied about the numbers.
Yeah, the number of the North was so much bloated.
Oh. Contrary
to the real number that they have. And besides, we have a North that is, I don't know, I wouldn't say double, possibly 3 times bigger or 4 times bigger than, or even 5 times bigger than the entire South. Now, they have the land mass. They didn't have the population.
Oh,
but the British chose to inflate their figures to establish a situation where the North will perpetually rule this country, which is the situation right now. Now, the question is, this brother or father, Azikiwe, is it that he didn't see the place of the Igbo man? When will an Igbo man rule a country they call Nigeria? When will that happen? If democracy is government of the people, or do I say by the people and for the people, and again, the government of the majority, when will the Igbo man squeeze out the population to be able to govern the country that is called Nigeria? Recently, well, in recent memory, a head of state in this country called the Igbo or the Igbo area a dot in the circle. A dot in a circle.
As a result of what was mistaken with.
Okay, part of what happened. Okay.
So you're trying to say that Nnamdi Kanu,
Nnamdi
the problem. You should have seen what happened in Pakistan.
Yeah.
You dissented, but you chose to neglect it when he had the willpower to stand in and divide the country when he had to.
Yeah, or even say something similar to what the people of Pakistan said.
Exactly.
That if the British are giving these people the land area and also giving them the population, it's established that they will use what they've been given to dominate us forever. That is the implication. And then, I remember when, let me even going far back to history, or to the Bible even.
Okay.
When Solomon finished ruling, when he died, and his son, Rehoboam, came to power, and the people pleaded and said, please, can you lessen the hardship what we suffered under your father so that we can roll with you? The young man sought advice from his peers, and they told him, tell them, if my father scourged you with a cane, I'm going to scourge you with with koboko or with scorpion. And the Israelites said, to your tents, O Israel, what portion do we have in the house of Jesse, which is the father of the to your tents, O Israel. What do we have? What portion do we have in the house of Jesse? Jesse is the father of David that gave birth to Solomon.
Exactly.
Do you understand? The people of they made that decision. So one would have thought that what happened in Pakistan, which incidentally was also part of a British colony, it's a British that colonized Nigeria, that this man would have seen the reason, would have seen why you have an excuse, you have something you can point to. That you did in Pakistan, do it
for us here,
for us in this place. And come to think about it. If you begin to think, not talk of the people that are dying presently in this present country called Nigeria, go back to the Civil War, go back to as far since the history of this country, since amalgamation, the number of the Igbo people that have laid down their lives for this particular country. Even when you minus the Civil War, there's a riot when there's a riot in Jos, there are these Igbo people that are killed there, apart from the owners of the land, their businesses are destroyed. It has continued. It has continued. Even when they went to beg the Northerners to say, please, let's have independence, it's good for us, and they said they are not yet ready for independence. What happened? They still killed some of the people that went to beg them that Nigeria will become independent.
Wow. So it means like the numbers we have in the head today, they're just big numbers. Whether we believe that the Northerners are more in number than the Southerners. So it's more of just the word, I would say, but not the actual amount of what we are counting today.
Oh, for quite some time, there has really never been a factual census conducted in this country. It's still that old one, they'll be using it multiplying, adding, and subtracting, and saying, okay, if these people, their population was 5 million
by now
in 1950, 1950 plus or minus, it will now be. They've been just doing that. We've never had a proper census in this country. We never had. So that is the situation.
Okay, so sir, if we talk about Igbo marginalization, some people say, okay, it's real, it's just there. While some others feel Igbos are exaggerating. You people are making this thing look like, you people are making this thing look as if they are cheating you people, or they are. Do you think we are exaggerating, or this thing is as real as it is?
The Igbo marginalization is as real as the daylight. I find it difficult to explain, but the point is that the marginalization has dimensions.
Okay.
The Igbo man in this country has been treated as if he is not worth anything. It's less than an animal, less than a wild animal. You know, the animals are of different types. You know, you have the domestic animal that people even carry on their body. They even give them good food to eat.
Yes.
The Igbo man, to a very great extent, is treated more like a wild animal in the bush. Nobody gives a damn about the way the Igbo people are treated. Nobody cares. Where do I go? Where do we even start talking about marginalization of the Igbo man? You see, okay, like for instance, the issue of establishment of seaports. I was a student at University of Calabar. There was a time there was a seaport at Calabar. There was a time the Port Harcourt seaport was working. There was also a time that they have this other one, I think in Warri. And then I think they're in a port. So I think Port Harcourt, they have they have, is it 2 or 1 or whatever they have in that particular area. Now, and you also know that southeast, or this region, or old eastern region, is any ship that is coming from outside Nigeria, first of all, passes southeast before it gets to Lagos. And so if a ship is coming from London, it gets to southeast first before it gets to Lagos. The Atlantic Ocean, the ocean there that influence from here, even the biggest part of that ocean is in this area, not even in Lagos.
So they intentionally skip
the idea,
and send to Lagos.
Purposely to make Lagos a super state or a super, how do I put it, one of the biggest
mega
city, idea of a mega city. There was a time the Port Harcourt port was working, and when our people that were doing shipping and forwarding agency business, many of them came down to Port Harcourt. They were working, they were happy. Suddenly, they now stopped. The Calabar port closed, the Port Harcourt port closed, and then they said, everybody now go to Lagos. Lagos is oversaturated. Recently, the president went to London, to UK, and we had the negotiated that there was this plan. There was whether somebody, the British or so, the government wanted to invest in Nigeria seaport or whatever, and a huge sum of money was raised, and that was meant to be used for the Apapa and the Tinkan port, and possibly the other port that is in the Lekki area. Now, the Port Harcourt port was not mentioned, the Calabar port was not mentioned, the Warri port was not mentioned. Meanwhile, these are the area that services the people. Now, talking of marginalization, the greatest number of people that import goods from outside Nigeria are the Igbo people. Now, if you now have to import you guys to Lagos. For you to bring a container from Lagos to this place, it takes more than ₦1 million.
Wow.
Not just that, just to cost of transportation. Because we live in a country that, one, the railway system is not working.
Yes.
And the waterways are also not working. So it has to be through the road. And anytime there's an increase in petroleum product, price of petroleum prices, the price of haulage increases. And some of those brothers that do this importation, some of the time they sell at a loss just to recoup their money. Sometimes they make little or no profit. And they also, if they choose to increase the prices of goods, people will say, the prices are so exorbitant. The Igbo people, these Igbo people, they are selfish, they are this, they are that. But they don't even consider what happens. Sometime, that was a couple of months ago, I was listening, somebody wrote an article on the number of hours or days or weeks or months it takes people to clear goods elsewhere, outside Nigeria. But sometimes it will take a month or 3 months for you to clear your goods there with a demurrage. You understand? And you know, business is all about making turnover. And so when your goods remain there for 1 month or 3 months and they are not cleared, you are losing. How much is your, what are you getting? I'm talking about this issue of but just one
example.
Now, talking about the railway system, under the Buhari administration, our brother, I don't even know whether to call him a brother or Amechi, the one they call Rotimi Amechi.
Yeah.
He was in charge of transport, the Minister for Transport. They even have to do a railway line that enters Nigeria Republic.
Oh.
The money that is also being used in doing all this, money that comes from Igbo land. Why do I say Igbo land? I say Igbo land because although these people, they call themselves, they say Niger Delta. Now, who are the Niger Delta people?
Good question.
A great number of those people, I mean, majority of those people in that area are Igbos, are all Igbos.
Sure.
Port Harcourt was named after a European, but the original name is Igbo. Till today, Port Harcourt is being ruled by the Obi of Port Harcourt. It's an Igbo man.
Wow.
So, talk of that area, the whole resources in that area. So, we are like the goose that lays the golden eggs. That doesn't benefit from it in any way. That's what the Igbo man is.
You mentioned the Igbos being in other sides of the people that say they are the Niger Delta. So we want to talk about Igbos having fewer states. Does it affect power? Does it affect the resources that come? Because if you go to Delta states, there are Igbos there. You go to Port Harcourt, Igbos there. You go to Bayelsa, some places in Bayelsa, there are Igbo people there. You go to Calabar, there are still Igbo people there. If you go to Calabar. So, but when you ask them now, Southeast, they will just give you 5. I say it's only 5 Southeastern. So, do you think it's intentional? They reduce the states, so they reduce power, they reduce resources that come.
It is intentional. It's deliberate. In 1983, when Samu Mbakwe was the governor of Imo State, Obi Igbo was part of Imo State.
Oh, really?
Obi Igbo,
yes, Obi Igbo, yes.
He used to be part of Imo State.
Oh.
Now, under what they call the Mama Nasa boundary adjustment, they started carving rich, oil-rich, mineral-rich areas into some of the areas, into some states where they will now tell them you are not Igbo. Say you are not Igbo. You understand? And they continue to do that. Immediately they moved Obibo out of Rivers State, out of Imo State.
Yeah.
What happened? They changed the name to Oyibo.
Oh,
not Obibo anymore. Mbakwe had to cry. Mbakwe said something. What the meaning of Obibo is the heart of Igbo land. How can you now take it away? Take the heart of Igbo people, the heart of Igbo land. You move it. Obibo is the heart. Obibo is the heart.
Yes.
How can you take it away? But then nobody listened because we have nobody to cry for us. As a defeated people, what can we do? It didn't end there. Do you know today the Igbo people that live in Benue and in Kogi State? Those people live in their ancestral land. They are not migrants. The Benue people will say they are migrants. They want to treat, they deny them but originally they were carved out through this process, through that boundary adjustment.
Yes.
They were carved out from old Anambra State. Yeah, and when Benue was divided into two to carve out Kogi State, some of them fell under Kogi. That is why today you have Igbos in Kogi.
Yes, there are Igbos in
Benue.
Yes.
The funny thing is, it's really not funny. It's a wicked thing. That the least developed part of Benue State is within that area that the Igbo people, those ancestral Igbo lands that in Benue State, that's the least developed. The government of the Benue will not develop it. They see them as a nobody. So they were just carved out into that place to be made mess of, to be treated as subhumans. It's annoying. Why is it annoying? It's annoying because they keep trying to make these people disown their Igbo identity. Yeah. We are not the only people that fought the war. People have been fighting war. Yeah. So even when you talk of marginalization, looking at even the war we fought, the Civil War, so much happened. Do you know the war is so bad? It's a very bad thing because people die, so many people die. But there's two sides to a coin. The Igbo people were able to fight that war for 30 months. Upon the embargo and everything, they didn't import even a liter of petroleum or kerosene or even aviation oil. It was drilled. We drilled our oil here. We got our kerosene. We got everything, including aviation oil here for 3 good months, or 3 years, 3 years, without importing even a gallon. So, the marginalization, what the country would have gained even from the war, by asking these people, you people, how did you sustain yourself for these 3 years? Those people that did it, some of them are still alive. Those that were able to drill oil, refine it within Nigeria. Today, Nigeria cannot refine, even when they are not fighting a civil war. Nigeria cannot refine. You're talking of importing oil. They import from Senegal, importing from Niger Republic. And things, is it not stranger than fiction? When there are people who have this knowledge, who can say, because we are still part of Nigeria, as a matter of fact, when you can still get those people to now help you.
Yeah. But show us how you did it.
Teach us. Maybe those people will be paid if they do that job or if they teach them. So rather the country would rather suffer than depend on the Igbo man to make the supply. To supply them or to teach them what they need to know. But many countries that pass through their stage moved to a higher level. Talk of South Korea. You know where the level where they are now.
Like some people say they are in 2050.
So I would say this war is up to 2 years ago.
Yeah. The war we are still suffering from the effects, the aftermath of the war. Part of the residual effects of that war on the Igbo personality or even the Igbo geographical area is what we are talking about. Now, a large area of the present Cross River State, they are Igbos.
Yeah.
There's even a deputy governor there whose name was Ofobuche. Ofobuche. So they tried to pronounce it to Ofobojo. So it will not be Igbo. Oh, there was even a friend of mine. His name is Nnamdi Kanu. He said he's not Igbo. There's a student of mine here. He's even a police officer. So Peter Eke. I taught him here. He's from that area. He said he's Eke, but he's not
Igbo.
I think for now, the only person in that area that still associates with the Igbo is Kanu Agabi. Kanu Agabi, you hear of Kanu? Yeah. He was some attorney general or something under Obasanjo, under Obasanjo region. I think he should be the only person. Otherwise, the rest of the people, the Igbo people, okay, there are these other people called the Izobo people. They say they came from Reboi, but the Izobo people, they are still not cross river, they still say that.
Yeah, Igbos.
So in Akwa Ibom, you have the Ikoreshe people. Those area, that name, they are Igbos. Those people, their area, the father was a minister in the First Republic and he became a governor too after, in the Second Republic, I think in the Second Republic. So there are people, those people, that area, they are Igbos, a large number of them. The people of Ikoreshe in Akwa Ibom, they are Igbo. But then none of them now say they are Igbo anymore. None of them now say they are Igbo. These are part of the effect of that war that we fought. It's funny. So,
sir, our religious leaders, are they helping in this matter? They are benefiting from the marginalization, so they don't care. They don't even want to tell their brothers the truth because a lot of people are influenced by religion. So they want to hear from religious leaders. Tell us, how did this happen? Because we have this boundary between Port Harcourt and Imo State. I've forgotten the name, but it bears the same name. Before there's NLA Port Harcourt, and there's another one in Imo State. These people that took oil in Imo State, they drew oil. So we have them in Port Harcourt. We also have them in Imo State, but they are just supposed to be here. No, it's very close here. Very. When I remember the name, I'll call it. They be the same. So we have it in Imo State, and we also have it in Port Harcourt. What they did, they divided the boundary. So we have them in Imo State, and we still have them in Port Harcourt. Thank you. There is Ekpa in River State. There is Ekpa in Imo State. So why are you divided? Just put them together. So somebody from Ekpa in Imo State is saying I'm from Ekpa. I'm from Imo State. Somebody from Ekpa in River State is saying I'm from River State. Why? So what are our religious leaders doing? Do you think they are contributing or they are even helping to?
I think I have to say something on this Ekpa thing before I come to this because that Ekpa case, Ekpa thing, is even ongoing right now.
Yes, or Haji Ekpa.
That what is it? The boundary adjustment that I spoke about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
They actually wanted to carve the entire Ekpa into River State.
Oh,
that was the idea.
Wow.
But there are this Igbo man, there are this man, S.A.N. Oso, Mzorobi of Ekpa. He was wealthy. And just like what Mbako said, talking about the heart of Igbo land, he said, no, it can be party to an arrangement whereby the Ekpa be carved into River State. The war has also ended before this thing happened. Remember the abandoned property issue. Remember the story of people like Dr. Eleshi Amadi, who started who said he was having problem with the Arab people, and because he had problem with the Arab, that their own people, they are no longer Igbo people. They migrated from Benin, and he started talking a lot of Bangladesh. You know, so Zombie SN said no, that will not happen. So they now carved part of the Ebema kingdom into River State. The people that agreed to go to River State, they moved them. So they now started answering Ebema Angela Bay. Those in River State are Ebema Angela Bay. You don't have to Ebema down here. But you know what? So, but the thing that is about that area is these people, they have an idea that Ebema is rich in mineral resources. So that is even the major reason why they want to tap them into rivers. And then, you know, there already you have people like Yeson Wike that will say it's not Igbo. They try to the strange things they do. They, you know, so when anything that belongs to the core Igbo here, you know, enters rivers, it now becomes a property for the nation. So it's easy for them to look at what has been happening. The people who are the people that have been sponsoring the federal elections that have been going on. Is it not people from the River State? And those people, I don't understand them at all. I don't even understand how they are wired. They don't even remember their brothers. They don't even remember where they moved from, where they moved to that. The Retini I mentioned, the Ubima, I think his race is Ubima. Ubima is still current Imo State now. Yes. That is boy that has served that is serving into life. That he is from Ubima. Their place is Ubima, and that is where the people of that Amechi area. That's where they migrated from. He says that's what they said. So the thing is that when they move, so what they are even doing. That was a couple of months, or was it last year or something? They came up with the idea, this place where they have gas in Imo State, what they say is the largest gas deposit in Africa. That is the area. One Yoruba man suggested, whether it's a member of the House of National Assembly, suggested that area they carved into south. Just so that people like Asadi Dokubo and other people, these other people will continue to say, the Igbo man wants our oil. The Igbo man wants our oil. Do you understand? The one that the Igbo man owns, they still want to take it. Good too. I did something on energy. My PhD thesis is petroleum exploitation and socio-economic changes in the oil-producing communities of Nigeria. And it's the first of its kind, I must tell you. The only person that has written on petroleum, to the best of my knowledge, before mine was I forgot his name, Peter or something. He was at Uniport. But he wrote on the Oba, Ebema area, he wrote on the local government, but on the local government. Just a little, that was what he wrote. One Peter, I forgot his full name. Now, I was at the Owaza, the oil field. The boundary between Abia State and the River State, when you get there, it's not all to a gutter. That's not less than a gutter. That is it. Yes. So all they needed to do is to carve out all the oil-bearing land in Igbo land, in core Igbo land, and move into River State, so that those people will start insulting us as those that do not have oil.
Okay, sir. Sorry, you wanted to end with the religious part of it. Okay. So we can round up with that.
Fine. The
religious leaders.
The role of religious leaders. I don't know where your question is coming from. Is it the religious leaders in the whole of Nigeria or the religious leaders in the southeast? Fine. May his soul rest in peace. Umobai, who happened to be one of the most renowned religious leaders in in the world, not just in Africa, in the world. He's of Igbo extraction. He died recently. I think he was buried recently. What I read from the Bible, the people, God gives a people, what is he? A prophet. You are placed there for your people. But it's not happening in Igbo land. Till he died, I didn't see him speak out against the things that the Igbo people are suffering from, are passing through. I never. To the best of my knowledge, I don't know if you know, you can tell me.
Yeah, even today, none of the religious leaders here are speaking against.
We have also another wonderful, powerful man of God, which many of you may not know. Madoba, Moshi Madoba. Those I think it's from Abia or rather. These are men that are sought after all over the world, I say. But I've never seen any of them speak out for the Igbo man. I will say this thing is happening, but we still have some religious leaders. There's one doctor or Reverend Onoha. I don't know where he is based. There's no other Mbaka of late, or recently anyway. But at that time he was hobnobbing with the Buhari and saying all manners of things in those days. But of late he's now speaking out. He's now seeing what is being done to the Igbo man. There are some other younger and I would say minor men of God. The one on Hanebo, the one that is in charge of washman, is also an Igbo man. I think he's from Uli. I've never hear him say anything.
Talk about what's the aspect of it. If we have to, if the animal man have to get this, that's not the picture of it. But we have to stand on the sound
Wow. It's really difficult to touch on that question in the sense that some of them are trying. Some are not trying. Some are actually dancing to the gallery. All they are doing is to please their paymasters so that they can continue in power. Some of them, to a great extent, I would say, have actually urinated on the graves of their forefathers, of their brothers. Some are also trying, maybe in ways that some of us do not know. Do you understand? Because there's a way they can move, and then their paymasters or those in charge. Now, given the fact that it is established that the Igbo man is now not even the third class in this country, but possibly from fourth to the fifth or to sixth. That's where they've actually they've managed to place us. And so somehow you rather not even play than playing at all, because if you must have to play, you must play according to the rules of the game, not set by you or not set by your people, but set by those who want to perpetually lord it over you.
So we say that that Igbo men have no place in the aspect of this. But when we talk about that, did you say that it will be the Messiah that will save Igbo people? Him being the aspiring person that who can possibly win the presidency of Nigeria. As I'm talking about the Igbo presidency.
Since there is a possibility for him to be president,
do you think it can actually salvage the situation?
I'm very reluctant to talk about that. I'm not looking up to such a miracle. If you go back in history, you see that even part of the marginalization, part of the suffering that our people are even going through, it was caused by some people. Agi Hiroshi was, wasn't he an Igbo man? He was. Do you know that this oil that is funding all the development projects in the entire country today, that it was Emayo Okara who went to US, who went to Europe to bring the oil companies. Talk of Texaco, Mobile, BP, Shell BP, all this. It was Emayo Okara that brought them to Nigeria. It was Emayo Okara, the then premier of Eastern Region, that gave them oil mining lease. It was Emayo Okara because the oil was a resource that belongs to Eastern Region and not to Nigeria. Because in the First Republic, the resources belong to the region. It was Ironsi that abrogated through the unification decree that he passed, which the same people he tried to favor, used to killing him, destroying him. It was the unification decree that now said the regions no longer own their resources. It was an Hiroshi that passed it. So the Igbo man is hated to the extent that no matter, even if he comes out to bootleg or to do an impossible thing to favor the other non-Igbos, he will still be hated. Why did they kill Hiroshi?
All right, sir. Thank you so very much. It's been an amazing time with you here in the studios. I think today's episode is really loud. This is where we will hold as a Loud Mic podcast. This is indeed very loud and special, and we are grateful to have your knowledge in the room, and we appreciate you. Hopefully, we will still call on you if we have other episodes that we will need you. Hope you will be available, sir.
Well,
we want to squeeze more
God willing.
Amen. That's true. All right. Thank you very much for joining us on today's episode of the Loud Mind Podcast. I remain your host, Princessa with the Sauce. Frank, see you next time. Will you be here? Will not be here? Do I know? Be like Prof that said, if God willing,